Welcome back to Skilled Stadium, and North Melbourne enter the arena. They were down here last year. They were victorious, something many sides fail to be when they visit Skilled Stadium. Just the 2 losses last season. The Cats, one against Port Adelaide, one against this side. Shannon Watt there at the front playing game number 150. So he's been very, very good as we take a look at the ladder, and so much to play for North Melbourne. A win today against Geelong, in all likelihood they'll get 4th spot, and who knows, they'll play them again in a fortnight's time. But it really is all about the all-important double chance for North Melbourne today. Adelaide, well, they are taking on St Kilda in a very important game. Congratulations to Brad Ottens. 200 games for him. He made his debut round 1, 1998. He's played 70 here at Geelong, and of course part of that all-conquering premiership side last year. And there he is. He leads the side out onto the ground. He's much maligned at times at Richmond, but he's certainly found his niche here at Geelong. Gentlemen, as we take a look at the teams.
And let's have a look at, we see Matthew Scarlett back. Drew Petrie, a very important player for North Melbourne. Lindsay Thomas without Matty Campbell here today. It will be very, very important as well for North Melbourne.
Look for Hale to try and isolate Harry Taylor if they can. Though we see Hunt and McMahon, Harris, Corey Jones needs to really lift.
Gary Ablett, this is where it'll be done, won and lost, I feel, this afternoon. Gary Ablett, Brady Rawlings, you'd expect. Bartel Wells will be a fantastic matchup, and we know Lee Harding for North Melbourne has become very important.
Of course, we have a look at the ruck contest there with Brad Ottens and Hamish McIntosh. Great to have him back. Cameron Ling and Brent Harvey. I'm pretty sure we'll get that duel. And, of course, Joel Corey and the skipper, Adam Simpson.
Tell you what, there's some star-studded lineups there. Don't worry about that. Cam Mooney, 7 goals last time. Look at that half-forward line. That's nearly the All-Australian half-forward line. Chapman back for Geelong today, and Steve Johnson is in wonderful form as well.
All those half-backs for North Melbourne are going to have a fairly big headache there. Sam Loningan's been terrific. Barco comes in for the injured Stokes, and Urquhart's been in outstanding form for the youngster.
As you would expect when you're on top of the tree, and also a team in 4th position, plenty of depth in both sides. And look at that, we've got Melbourne, Selwood, we know is having a wonderful year, all starting on the bench, so there's no problems there for Geelong.
Yeah, see Mark Thompson there, cool as a cucumber. Dean Lately, he's been outstanding this year. Shannon Grant normally comes on and has an impact in front of goal. And look for Jess Sinclair for plenty of run off the half-back line.
Oh, I've been impressed with this bloke's year, Danny, and James Bartel, the reigning Brownlow medalist from last year. He has been in wonderful form again, as we know.
He has a chance to win back-to-back Brownlow medals. First player since Robert Harvey, 97-98, and his form, because what happens is Gary Ablett normally gets tagged. He gets 1 or 2 or 3 players at times on him, you see there. And Jimmy Bartel continually gets under players' guards, and just what makes Geelong a fantastic team.
Well, what's so good about Bartel, he's a nice size, but he's also wonderful overhead. He's got terrific hands, and let's have a look at his numbers. And if you're looking purely on statistics, his year has been every bit as good as the Brownlow year last year.
Well, he's had the same disposals, his clearances, tackles. He plays both ways, two-way football, and he's had 7 games where he's had over 30 possessions. Last year he only had 6, so he won the Brownlow last year. He's going to be right up there.
Certainly is. Good to see Hamish McIntosh back for North Melbourne. He's been out for a number of weeks with that knee injury. He was buoyant during the week at training, and great to have him back because he is in wonderful form alongside of Drew Petrie, who has been outstanding as well.
Well, that's the key there. Hale, Petrie and Hamish McIntosh, and it just allows Drew Petrie, and more importantly Dean Laley, to play Drew Petrie where he needs. He can go forward and take a high mark. We just see around the clearances he's really come on as a tap ruckman. I think that's the area of his game he's really improved. You see here he's giving the North Melbourne players first use of the ball, and you get Wells, Harris and these players around the fall of the ball.
The key to Petrie is he competes. He's a competitor all around the ground. Now, whether that's in the ruck or whether he gets behind the ball or pushes forward, he always gives you a competition.
And the other thing about Drew Petrie also, he runs. He plays 4 quarters of consistent football.
Brad Ottens, you mentioned him, 200th game, so well done to Brad Ottens. You coached him as a young bloke, Danny, and now he's back in the side. He is just about the missing link that the Cats had out for the first half of the year.
Well, early days, he was more a forward ruckman, and we just see Mark Blake, so he'll be helping Brad Ottens out there. But Brad Ottens, more a forward ruckman. Now he's a ruckman and can push forward and pinch a goal.
Yeah, it'll be won and lost in the midfield, you'd think. First use, very important this afternoon. It's the match of the day. It's a full house here at the Cattery, and it's North Melbourne trying to get the points off the reigning Premier Geelong.
Round 21, the match of the round, Geelong taking on North Melbourne. Live right here on Fox Sports and coming to you in high definition as the toss of the coin, and Adam Simpson has won the toss. North Melbourne will kick to the right of screen. There's a great air of excitement around this ground. It's a full house as we head down to the boundary. A man I know is excited is Rowan Smith.
I definitely am excited, Matty. And you just touched on Brad Ottens before playing his 200th game. Well, Kangaroos have got a 150-game player today in Shannon Watt. So congratulations to him. He's going to have to be on his toes today because I think he's going to have to play on Big Cam Mooney. So it'll have to be a little bit of a tough day for him. As for the conditions, boys, very cool for the players. So great conditions, perfect ground conditions, not much wind. So all ready for this great game of footy, boys.
Brad Ottens playing his 200th game has pushed forward. So Mark Thompson's elected to go tall. You've got Ottens, Mooney and Lonigan as tall forwards there, so trying to really stretch the North Melbourne defence.
So we're getting set. Coach Dean Laidley said that Geelong is a behemoth. Will North Melbourne provide an epic encounter? So will they prove to be the Leviathan this afternoon?
Look at that. You can see that what Danny Frawley's talking about. Loaded up forward line. It's young Scott Thompson who's come in, number 37, who would know a bit about Lonigan. Played in the VFL Premiership with him last year. And we'll know a bit about him. They're good mates. The midfield, look at the stars in the midfield already. Drew Petrie, Adam Simpson is in there. Gary Ablett, Steve Johnson starting in the middle, and Brody Rawlings there as well.
Big roar as we get underway. Opening bounce, and the ball spills out to the side. First through there was Harris, in underneath. Gave it over to Urquhart. Geelong, though, with numbers. Enright, back to Blake, and they set it up nicely. There's Ablett, going back, and he gets a 1-2 from Ling. So often we see that. Gets a good support. It ends up with Mackie. Look at the run already by Geelong. In a wave as Bartel, but Petrie dropping back.
Yeah, very good play by Petrie. Just pushed straight into defence to try and help out. He does this very well, Danny. He pushes back and helps out the defence.
Well, Mark Blake has to be aware of that, Liam, and push in and make Drew Petrie accountable.
Well, he's given it straight up. He's given it straight to Lonigan, who's been called to play on. Short, a woeful kick, tumbles it, but they still have possession. Johnson goes back to Ablett, pushes it wide, too easy there. He had a choice of two. Varco takes the mark.
Well, they've already used Ablett as much as possible. He's had 3 touches already. Varco coming into the side late. He really, with the mix and match of the taller players up forward, Gibson ended up being his opponent. Now, I noticed North Melbourne trying to zone off a little bit there as Ablett had the ball at centre-half forward.
Stay out there.
Averaging a goal a season in 2008, Travis Varco from just outside 50. It's holding up right to the square. Still alive. Chapman loves this situation. Hands it back. Ends up with Blake. Touched off the boot. It'll be behind. The crowd celebrates, but they've gone up too early.
It was a very good effort from North Melbourne in the end.
I just want to ask you about, you said Blake getting dangerous. He stood there for a long time. In fact, he was flapping his arms around Blake because he wasn't used by Varco, went the long kick. That's what they've got to hit him up. If Drew Petrie's going to push back, they need to use him.
They've got to be smarter there, no doubting that, Liam. And there's no doubt Geelong, with the way that Varco kicked the ball, are kicking into a slight breeze there.
It just really held up, didn't it?
Yep.
Blake thought he had the goal, but it wasn't to be. So the opening score to the Cats. North Melbourne really yet to get going and find some quality possession as yet. There's a quality mark from Petrie, his second. They move it quickly by hand. Simpson, Harvey getting involved now. Hates to waste the footy.
Did well.
Nice pass.
Got a good block there. Hale got a good block on from McMahon.
McIntosh one-on-one with Scarlett.
McMahon's kick is in that direction.
Loves his Scarlett. Kick it long like that.
Spoil. Mackie read it the best. Hands off to Steve Johnson, who's gone all the way down to help out. Now the switch of play wants Chapman or Corey. Take your pick. Scarlett provides the run for him. Blake again being used in the middle. Here goes Chapman.
Yeah, they've got some numbers down long.
Vintage Geelong, backpedaling Ottens, trying to get in the right spot and does so.
Oh, that was fantastic play. Great running through the midfield, and Brad Ottens just got goal side of his direct opponent. Too tall for Ferrito there.
Yeah, but the beauty of that running off half-back and the way they played on, you see Scarlett, he eats that sort of stuff up if you get it in long like that. Chapman got it through the corridor and got it in quickly, so you can see the North players at the left of screen trying to push back. It's too late. If they get it in quick, he's one-on-one with and he's a taller opponent.
And great play from Lonigan there. Great block.
Ottens in game number 200. What a start this would be for him. Oh, yes. Never in doubt, opening goal for the Cats.
It's a magnificent kick, Brad Ottens.
Always has been, hasn't he? Set
Always
shot.
has been. One of the perfectly correct technique you'll ever see with Brad. Great start from Geelong. you called it, Liam, the run and the carry through the middle of the ground. It was great that they hit up Blake. I think this was smart. They hit Blake up, so it put Petrie in two minds, but the ruckman, always got to give it to your runners, and that's a fantastic kick there. Good block there from Lonergan.
Beautiful work of the corridor from half back. That's what North will try and do. They'll try and slow up the entry, and the way it gets into the North Melbourne, into the Geelong forward line, I should say.
North, unfortunately, haven't had much of the ball at the moment. I know it's only early. 23 possessions to 9. Geelong's way.
Geelong have been outstanding in the last 2 weeks in the first quarter. They have come out flying, and there's no change to that today as they go forward again. Lonergan this time the target, puts it out in front, gives Ottens a chance to run onto it. Here's the big man. He just went to ground. Hanson will give on the up. Harvey back to help out. And Simpson's got it.
Dean Lately's made a change. He's put Hanson onto Ottens and Ferrito to the wing to roll back and help try and chop out.
Jones, it fell over the bank for him. He got rid of Harley, kept it low. Taylor just paddled it back. Mackie going backwards, but he could see when Hunt was facing goal.
Yeah, they've set it up well across this side of the ground, though.
Again, Blake is the man they look to as they come out of the back line. Bartel back helping out, and they just settle here.
15,
Not 15. Well, seen him kick shorter than that and paid, but
Not 15, play on.
there's another one.
That's yours.
Enright.
This is a Ling Harvey matchup. It'd be better overhead, you'd think. Ling.
Taylor got it out wide, and Ling takes it. There's a free kick paid. Moves it quickly. Mackey's run on.
Did well, Harding, then.
Cap fans wanted a free kick, not forthcoming. Pratt. Hale, and just out wide, Harris takes it.
Stay going a metre, please. Thanks, David.
Still yet to score, North Melbourne, but they've got something going here. Harding.
I don't think Marn's short if he sees him. He
Gibson
did.
spotted him. McMahon just outside the forward 50.
Now, he is a good kick.
He's going to kick to the fat side. Shannon Grant, but coming in Jones. Now, Grant waits for the crumb. Perhaps wanted a free kick for legging, not to be, and here they go again.
Shannon Burns a long option here.
Well, there's Ferrito
Got
playing
it
on
to
the
him.
wing.
Well, Mark Blake's pushed forward, and he's staying on a dangerous position. He's at centre-half forward, so they'll try and use him if they can.
Johnson tried to keep it alive for Geelong, couldn't do so.
We might head down to Rowan Smith. Is Ferrito going to try and help out the North Melbourne defence, Smithy?
Yeah, what he's looking to do, Spud, is to sit in the hole. But the only thing is, he just leaves Joel Corey on the wing on his own. So they've got to be a little bit careful with that one.
Well, Burns likes his goal, should have done better with that. And he's hit the boundary post, and we've got a kick for North Melbourne. 1-1. North's yet to score. There was Shannon Grant. Perhaps had a case, but he was dragged to the ground.
Just watch Mark Blake. There's no doubt he's just playing one-on-one with Drew Petrie now. Petrie taking a couple of marks early. So Mark Thompson's saying, well, if he's going to mark the ball, at least cause a contest.
See here, they're going to have to kick long here.
Tries to keep it low, and Corey in best position. Ferrito came in late. And that was just what Rowan was talking about.
Well, North is, as I say, setting up a zone. So unless they're going to move, it'll just play into Geelong's hands, his short stuff.
Chapman the target. Steve Johnson crumbing.
It's a good tackle.
It's a good tackle, and it's rewarded holding the ball. He just couldn't get one arm free.
It was a perfect tackle because one of the arms was held, and Chapman looks pretty hurt after that tackle. A little bit winded.
I reckon he's winded himself, landed on his back.
And it's a hard one to protect yourself when you just see Chapman here.
That's that one that they talked about earlier in the year.
Oh, that's when he winded himself in the marking situation.
He just hit the ground.
Ooh. And then he gets tackled after it.
Wells Enright will be an interesting matchup, both in good form. Here's Hale.
He was in best position. That's good work from Milburn to get around and affect the spoil, but it fell for Adam Simpson.
Good
Clever
hands.
handball. Ahead of Rawlings as he kicks towards the square. No real marking target there for him. And the first score for North Melbourne. And they need to have someone other than Lindsay Thomas as a marking target.
I like the fact that Rawlings got forward on Ablett then, though. That's the matchup this afternoon. He just needs to use the ball a bit better. This is going to hurt on the turnover, see, when you turn the ball over yourself.
They haven't wasted any time here, Geelong, as Ling and Ablett again share it through the midfield. We've got numbers. Varco. Steve Johnson's everywhere at the moment, covering an enormous amount of ground.
Here's Mooney.
Mooney, one-on-one. Now he's almost marked it. He had a quick glance at the umpire saying, come on, give it to me.
Umpire was in a very good position there.
He knows he didn't mark it.
It hit the ground. Try and milk it, why not?
Yep. Ball up. It's a quick one, so players caught a little bit unaware as Ferrito Back to Wells. Pass needed to be good. Lonergan arrives and infringes on Harding.
I'll tell you what, though, he got
Advantage here. Sorry, Liam.
Well, he's got it into the corridor. That's the one thing about playing on. All of a sudden, it forces the other players to move.
Hale forgets that he's a ruckman for a second.
Had to pull the trigger there, Hale. He had 3 players up the ground. You've got to make the most of the opportunities when you've got a free teammate.
Umpire letting it go there.
But with that situation with Hale, Geelong are playing the zone as you talked about. There's going to be free options up the ground. When you've got an opportunity to hit a free target, especially against Geelong defence, you must pull the trigger.
Rowan, Chapman came off. How's he looking?
Yeah, no, he looks okay, Matty. He's just catching his breath. He should be back on soon.
He's pretty tough, as we know. Scarlett. Corey to Enright. Scarlett kept going. So did Corey. Touched in mid-flight. Pratt drops a very simple chest mark, but then has time and balance to get it out wide to McMahon, proving a handy target for them up forward.
Well, if they can get it down there, they've got Hamish McIntosh on Mackie at the moment.
He's got away here too.
Well, he might be going...
had to hit him up.
He went longer to Hale in the end.
Maybe not.
Maybe not, Danny,
option.
because he could see that Hale doubled back and had lost his defender.
Very unusual for Darren Milburn to allow him to get that space. I mean, I think everyone thought he was going to go the short option.
But that's a great lead from McIntosh here on the left of screen. Good forward play and Hale coming out of the square. That was the right option.
What a great kick.
Fantastic.
If you're going to have both Hale and McIntosh in your forward 50, they've got to keep moving. If they just stand there, it'll play into Geelong's hands.
Well, it's very unusual, as I say, Milburn would give up the corridor like he did inside forward 50. It just didn't have body pressure, which is very unusual for an experienced player. And David Hale has proven he's a very good kick at goals in recent weeks.
To tie up the score at 1 goal, 1 apiece, he's kicked 23 for the season. He'd love it to be 2 dozen.
That's a good goal.
He's got it. All square and a very promising start to what we expected. A good game.
Dangerous player, David Hale. And North Melbourne into the game against Geelong in round 11. He can really mark the ball. Got this one on the lead. That's terrific ball movement. We'll just see the movement here from McIntosh and Hale. See McIntosh leading at the ball carrier and then Hale doing the double lead to the corridor and then Wells working to the front of the pack. Great play.
It was a great option. And you're right, he's turned his career around, I reckon, this year, David Hale. I always thought he's a bit of a tease, this bloke, but he's gone forward in that game against North Melbourne, against Geelong, I should say, earlier in the year. And from that time on, he's become a very potent forward and he's been able to really help out in the ruck as well.
So the big men getting involved. Otten's won it for Geelong. Ferrito underneath that pack.
Geelong are electing to have a free player behind the ball in defence. I'm not sure whether this would be a good move to see Mackie there and Harley.
Yeah, Mackie's the loose man at the minute.
Corey Jones is now coming off the pack to make a one-on-one. That's better.
Yep. Bounce favours North Melbourne. Steve Johnson just dropped it. McIntosh off the ground, hoping something. Hunt will take the free kick. Thomas, hands directly in his back. He plays on quickly. Steve Johnson, he's going to cut across? No. He left it go for Shannon Burns. In the end, it was the right option. He goes long inside forward 50. Mooney in best position. Couldn't take the mark. Watt.
Should have given first.
Yes, no reflex give there. Puts Ferrito under extreme pressure, but he dances out of trouble. And look at him go now. He runs through the middle. The short pass is on. Another mark to
He's
McMahon.
got Hale on.
And that is outstanding work, North Melbourne. Ferrito take a bow.
Just too strong there, Michael Ferrito. Geelong, one of the best tackling teams in the competition. And again, they get the ball through the middle of the ground. Just see the strength through the hips here. Missed tackle from Brad Ottens, and then the awareness to give it to Hansen.
Well, what it was, he just thought his way through the traffic. He did it beautifully. And as I say, McMahon's a good player. And they're zoning off. The Geelong defenders are happy to stand 5-10 metres in front of their opponent. And if the ball's used well, you can expose them in that situation.
So Hale lining up for his second goal in the matter of minutes to put North Melbourne in front. It's around the same distance. The angle's changed slightly. He's just hooked it. And this time it's a behind.
You're going to David Hale, and Hamish McIntosh is on Scarlett. I think they've told Hamish McIntosh to get on the lead and get Hale around 30 to 40 out to try and isolate either Milburn's direct opponent or Taylor with Hale, which is good coaching.
McMahon's proving very important now. He's working up the ground. He's the link man as they go through half forward. Then Hunt has gone over the line. Doesn't matter how much
Big price to pay, isn't it?
It is, I mean, but it's a 10-metre square. Why are you trying to pinch a centimetre?
You're right, you pinch 1 centimetre and you lose 50 metres.
I think he did have a case there, but anyway. from the bounce, and he's going to run it over the boundary line, and we've got another throw-in, so a chance for North. They lead by a point. We're halfway through this first term.
Well, the numbers around the footy, Geelong like it, that situation. Just try and crowd it up. Oh, this will be interesting.
Oh, talk about interesting, Liam.
Well, David Hale's about to have his third shot at goal. Let's hope he's learned his lesson from his last kick.
And this is good coaching. You know what? You've got Ottens and Petrie in the ruck, and you've got Hale also. So you've got two ruckmen going to the stoppage against a defender in Harry Taylor. So Harry Taylor knew there was a little bit of strife and drew the free kick.
Well, there were plenty of numbers around for Geelong.
This is a soda, surely, for Hale.
He's been going to that left post.
Yeah, both
very
kicks
close.
are hooked.
And this time.
Not a problem. North Melbourne going well here at Skilled. They now lead by 7 points. After Geelong kicked the first 7 points, they kicked 2 goals too without an answer at the other end.
Terrific goal by North Melbourne. And that's what you have to do. If you're going to come down and play Geelong down here, let's have a look at the Shepherd. Yep, right, spot on. Good decision. Harry Taylor not looking at the ball. Thought he was doing the right thing, but when you're about to compete, they weren't too sure whether it was going to be Petrie or Hale. Hale also being a big man, but you can't take your eye off the ball and look at the player.
It's a real worry because you've got Hale and Petrie going down there. What it looked like to you, Rowan Smith, at ground level?
Well, you just what is happening, Spud, is that they've put Hale, as you mentioned there before, it just gets a little bit confusing with the Geelong players there. They don't know who's going up. So it's a pretty good tactic by Dean Laidley.
Yeah, look, Brent Harvey there across half forward. Cameron Ling going into the half-back line with him, so he'll just follow him wherever he goes today.
No man under 200 centimetres has kicked a goal yet. Ottens has got 1, Hale's got 2. And Chapman back on for Geelong, so that's good news.
That tactic with Brett Harvey starting on the back of the square was really successful last week against Carlton.
Yep, and we talked about a pre-game, but I think Ling would be getting in front of him, obviously standing in front so he doesn't get that run at the ball. But it's all the key is here. This is where the key is today. I mean, if they can get a really competitive effort from Petrie and they can get it into some space with the runners like Harvey and Wells, well, then they'll be dangerous all day, North Melbourne.
So plenty of players around this secondary bounce. Hansen, it just spilled from him. Sinclair started on the bench. In the action now, he's wrapped up by Ling. Another bounce.
Have a look at the space David Hale's got to work in on Harry Taylor. I think this is very smart. I'm not sure whether Geelong are switched on with the move. I'll be standing someone about 10 or 15 metres, a free man in front of Hale at the moment.
Ferrito again with strength at the contest. Campbell just missed the target there because Harding would have been away. He backs it up with a tackle. It spills out to McIntosh. Hansen. Harris tried to bust through, couldn't go far. Power got to take on Ablett. Did okay. Hansen again, Ferrito. It's fierce, it's tough. And North Melbourne are equal to any pressure that Geelong are applying at the minute.
The beauty of it, we just see Cameron Ling, he's had 5 disposals, Brent Harvey 4, so both players getting plenty of the ball. Good duel.
Just Cameron Ling and Ferrito just having a bit of fun. Free kick, pushing the back. Too smart, Ablett. He felt the presence and just went with it.
He just drew the free kick beautifully.
Good run from Melbourne.
This is where they set up. I need a bit of talk here.
And it was on because Melbourne let it go for Ottens.
Look at another player push forward. It's Johnson, I reckon, will get on the end of this.
He's got it. Prisma was the kicker. Johnson can straighten up. This is what he does for a living. Gee, he normally just eats those.
It's set about by Milburn's run also. I thought that was fantastic running from Darren Milburn. As we just see Ling and Harvey here, a little bit of work off the ball.
Gee, that was very good by Cameron Ling not to retaliate there. Well, you can see it went through his mind.
Yeah, it's normally the guy that retaliates.
Yeah, well,
the free kick
he could have quite easily given him a bit of a forearm to the guts, maybe given away a free kick. I think he thought about it, but no, very smart move.
Well, we're in the back half, so it's not 15 metres, and they're in trouble. Just not sure I agree with that. It's going to be a Geelong shot at goal. The advantage is coming back.
Well, Geelong are playing a full-on press from their kick-ins from North Melbourne. You see Scarlett and Harley are in the centre of the ground. Every other Geelong player in front of them. That's why it's so hard for North Melbourne to get the ball out.
Nearly impossible to kick a goal from here at Geelong. Oh, that's poor defence. That's poor.
That's my pet hate in football now. It's okay to go down and block the space, but you've also got to defend. If someone's inside your forward 50, at least stand on them and double team them.
When he squared that up then, he didn't have to kick over the man on the mark. He kicked beside the mark, which meant that we could keep it low. He didn't have to kick it over the bloke on the mark. That was just poor defence.
So Chapman, to level things up, he's back on the ground and he's back kicking goals.
Well, that's a good goal there, but very ordinary defence there. Rowan Smith, the Geelong zoning defence. Obviously, North Melbourne having trouble getting the ball out from a kick-in.
Yes, but you just touched on it just before. Their whole back line actually comes up into the midfield, and so they've virtually got 22 players in one half of the ground, so North Melbourne are struggling to get the ball out of their kick-ins.
He just speared that ball. He could keep it low because he could square it up to Chapman. I mean, the three North Melbourne players, I get what they're doing. But, I mean, you've got to be dangerous. You've got to get to the dangerous forwards. Chapman is a very good goal kicker. We know that. Why allow him to stand? Why would you stand off Chapman in
He
that
owned his
situation?
own space when you haven't got someone to stand on.
Wells
Opponent.
quickly off the line. Urquhart receives from Power and the clearance for North. Urquhart's kick is a very good one. Hale made position, wins the free kick against Taylor, pushed back into him as he was attempting the mark.
Well, that's a real win for North Melbourne at the moment. David Hale on Harry Taylor.
He's going to kick it right across. This is a dangerous kick because Geelong have got some numbers. And if Ottens can get up quickly and go, the fast break is on. Prismal to the wing. Ablett past him. Also Bartel. He takes the latter option. He spears it in long, looking for Lonergan. Thompson did well to spoil. It falls for Petrie. Wells covering some ground.
It's risky.
It's very risky.
They have got numbers out here, though.
Advantage paid. Simpson
Got to
won the
give.
free
Got
kick.
to give.
Gibson caught holding the ball. Wonderful tackle.
Don't second-guess yourself against Geelong. If the option's there to give, you give.
A couple of times they've gone with the second option. It's cost them.
It's going to hurt now.
Mooney got it. He should put Geelong in front. So 2 times in their back half, North Melbourne haven't given the first time.
Well, first option footy is usually the best option anyway. When you're playing Geelong, you don't take the tackle. That's what they're a very good tackling team. He's tried to fend off here. Now, the option was there. And even Prismal, just a kid in their side, is very, very strong.
Mooney, 40 goals for the season.
He's aimed there and kicked there.
It's a poor kick. Terrible kick, and he knows it. But the Cats are in front.
Was that his correct run-up? It looked like there was 1 or 2 steps.
Yeah, it's a bit shorter than normal, wasn't it?
Well, Gibson getting a tongue lashing. Smithy straight to the phone for Josh Gibson.
Yep, straight off Piggers and straight onto the phone. So he picked it in one.
You're going to be saying, basically, come on, mate, we talked about this. First option when we're playing Geelong. Let's not try and take on these tacklers. That's twice now.
Just turn the volume up a little bit, though.
North Melbourne have some ascendancy at the moment with some of their big men going well.
It's a good kick. That was a good kick.
Beautiful kick to Thomas.
For people just joining us, no Matty Campbell this afternoon, except in the commentary box. His partner in crime, he's kicked a lot of goals, is out injured.
Numbers suiting Geelong here. Harley and Scarlett back, and if both of those are going for the ball, it's going to be a rush behind.
Well, the long option's never a really good option against Geelong. It's an interesting kick in. I thought he was going to kick it straight to Harvey.
Again, Geelong have moved it in quickly from the behind. Mackey gets it. Ling, look at the share here.
Great hands.
That's outstanding. That's the first give that we're talking about. Enright onto the fast lead of Mooney. It's an open
Got
goal.
Chapman running to the square.
That's
Goal
where he's
side.
headed. Poor kick from Mooney again. Pratt's under pressure. Not a bad handball. Now he'll get away with it.
What was his intentions, though, Matty?
To put it 1 metre from the boundary line, hope that it stops on a 20-cent piece.
You're only saying he got away with it because it actually got there slowly.
Exactly
If that
right.
had gone straight at you, would have pinged him there, Matty, I reckon.
I thought
Blokes
the
didn't play-
goals was
Come on,
to the
Danny,
right
you
of the
played
screen.
down back.
Well, you get away with it in my day. Hit the boundary.
Oh, they were your best mate.
A couple of leading possession winners. Ablett's had 7. Bartel, Ling 6 each. Corey 5.
It's the Ablett-Bartel-Ling combination that's working
That's
in close.
That was strength from Ling.
Yep.
And for North Melbourne, Ferrito and Hale both had 6 touches. Harvey's had 4.
Well, Ferrito's come into it, Liam, since he's been playing as a winger, roll back trying to help the North Melbourne defence.
It's been tough at the clinches already, Ferrito.
Sinclair
Yeah,
has
they
it for North.
They want to get it into the hands. We talked about those blokes for Geelong. All their prime midfield getting plenty of the footy. But not a lot of inside 50 difference. 12-8 in favour of Geelong at the moment. Good mark.
Gee, they're marking well North, aren't they?
Here's again, Ferrito.
Yep.
It's been a good move putting him on the wing.
McMahon's got to go here. McMahon had to come in and go.
That hurt. Lindsay Thomas.
You do not kick the ball long to that area to a pack situation. Geelong are the best team in the competition, spiking the high ball. Have a look at this. Harry Taylor and Scarlett, maybe a little bit more talk, but you know that Geelong are going to come over the top in numbers.
Would it be fair to say Lindsay Thomas' effort was maybe a bit ambitious?
Just a tad. But he shouldn't be the marking target. He's the crummer. As eventually Scarlett gets it from Ablett, and again they go to the outer side. Chapman's got it, can take it and go.
Blake's up the ground if he can find him.
Yeah, he should spot him now, but he decides to go into the corridor. Wants Corey, clever mark.
Blake's still pushing forward here.
He's gone to the pocket. Selwood looks up, spots the big man standing there, and hits him.
That is great play, Mark Blake. Drew Petrie's been pushing back. Now Drew has to go and man Blake up.
Well, he tried to give it off to Ling. He gets onto his left boot and curves it around beautifully. Cameron Ling, he has started very well this afternoon.
He's had 8 disposals and kicked a goal. Now, Drew Petrie, you've been in good form, but when your direct opponent in Mark Blake pushes forward, you have to go and man him up and force him into a contest situation. We see a terrific mark here by Joel Corey and Ferrito. They've had a great start to the game also. But Mark Blake just pushed forward, and I think that's great play. Quick hands again, and here's Blake.
A good punching kick by Selwood.
Perfect kick, wasn't it?
Great kick, but no Drew Petrie in the screen there. He was too worried about it.
He was at the contest, Bud. That's the thing, and I reckon Ling, you know, he just loves playing on these really good players. I mean, he's had a sensational start. He's already had 8 possessions, as you say. He's kicked a goal. Harvey's had just the 4. He's worked off him well.
So Geelong with 2 goals in a row now out to a 6-point lead. Wonderful finish from Cameron Ling. Got it to just swing away for him. And the clearance, almost a throw, but look at the strength in close by Ablett. Hunt, Ling again. Steve Johnson was his target out in front of Urquhart, and both players happy to see it over the line.
So it's a great one-on-one duels here. Gary Ablett already had the 9 disposals. Just an absolute ball magnet. Direct opponent Brady Rawlings with 4.
Here's Simpson getting a bit of it. McMahon again, the lead-up play, and again he's presented for them. It was honoured. Jones went to ground. Good pace from Wells.
In the middle of the ground.
He's going to get it back, and he does. Back to Gibson.
Wells should be running it with the
Look at
handball.
the open players here, 2 to choose from. One was Harding, the other's Jones, and Jones decides he wants to kick the goal.
Spectating the ball here, just see the Geelong midfielders and half-backs looking at each other in amazement, really. How did these 2 players get free 40 metres out directly in front of goal?
No, he's niggling, but you've got a bit better.
Yeah,
Thank you.
a little bit of advice there from the ump.
And if you were playing, Liam, would you say, oh, thanks very much, I'll take that on board.
Thanks for the advice, ump.
Yeah, just
What
gotta
about
get
getting the
better.
decisions right?
Just got to get better.
Now, they need to make sure every opportunity when they go forward counts. Corey Jones.
He's kicked 31 for the season, so's Campbell. This to put him in front when it comes to the leading goal kicker
got it.
award at North, and he does just that.
Well, I think he's a very good player, this bloke. And the wind's pushing right to left, and he just judged it perfectly. But, Spud, when you come inside 50 against Geelong, and you've been in, 10 times North Melbourne have been into Geelong's 13, the ball use is critical. And if you can get your opportunity and you can make it hurt on the scoreboard, it keeps you in games against this team.
Especially the way they're setting up at their forward line. You have a look at the North Melbourne forwards. They're playing deep, and the Geelong defenders are playing in front. So if you have a look at this centre bounce just the right of screen, they've given you some space. So if you can hit up some targets, they've got space to move into. This is very good coaching here. You can just see the Geelong defenders a little bit unsure of their starting points at the moment, and they're not hip on hip.
He sums up games so well, Dean Laidley. Any opportunity to expose or exploit something, he'll do it.
Rawlings, first to it.
There's that handball backward stuff again.
Gee, that strength from Steve Johnson late in this first term. It's a very important 80 seconds to go.
Now they've got some space.
And it's North Melbourne on the break. Gibson out in front of Thomas, the diving mark.
Now the key here is the play on. That's his good play.
To the square, Hale trying to make the
That's
decision.
Kick. Yep.
And he's got it. Hale's going to line up for goal number 3 and inside the last minute of the first quarter to put the Roos in front.
They've got to make a change. They've got to put your best defender on the power forward. Scarlett must go on Hale.
Yeah, well, he's got Mackie as an opponent there. And you know when you get the ball in quickly, and they did that by playing on to Shannon Grant. Thomas Handball was a beauty because he was on his left side. He got it in quick, and all of a sudden you're feeling vulnerable. Andrew Mackie's giving away height and strength, and that's why you take your eye off the ball and start holding players.
2 goals won already, Hale. This one from 15 metres out, directly in front. Not a problem for David Hale. 3 goals in the opening quarter.
Well coached Dean Laidley. We saw that centre bounce with the Geelong forwards. Harvey pushed forward. Now, Harvey has had the 4 disposals. He thought Ling's in really good form. He's had 9. So Ling goes to the half-back line. So now Harvey comes off, Ling goes off. You see here the holding, definitely a free kick. Just the height factor.
Well, that's because he's feeling vulnerable. He knows that he can't compete overhead with a bloke who's 6 inches taller and probably 10 kilos heavier. So that's why you start holding.
Well, they're going to. I mean, they're trying to work it out now. Taylor's on Hale.
Well, Scarlett's off the ground at the moment. He's on the bench.
That's right. So Mackie's had to go back on McIntosh. So they're just outsized at the moment.
Just watch this set of bounce. If they can compete here, they'll always look to go defensively here, North Melbourne.
Might not get a chance. As Bartel bangs it forward for Geelong. The race from Varco and Sinclair. Sinclair knows the boundary's there to help him out.
Here we see Scarlett and Ling just in front of you. Rowan Smith, what are they having chat about?
Well, I just actually tried to listen, Spud, but
That's your job, Ron.
they were just whispering, so I couldn't hear them.
Needs to use it quickly here, Wells.
He doesn't know the clock's ticking down. He's going to take on Prismore, kick it long. Hale again was the target. Well, Thomas could have run onto it. But, as expected, the 2 form teams of the competition have given us a very close contest.
Fantastic contest. Top 4 clash. Scarlett on the bench. Will he go to Hale after quarter time?
Quarter time here, the match of the round at Skilled Stadium. The visitors lead by 1 goal right here on Fox Sports. Quarter time here at Skilled Stadium, and North Melbourne off to a terrific start. They lead by 1 clear goal at quarter time, with David Hale the key forward for them with 3 goals in that quarter. Gablett, Ling, Bartel, the usual suspects for Geelong. Frito very strong through the midfield. Gentlemen, take me through the stats.
Well, we've got no doubt there. Scores to inside 50, 46%. Geelong missed a couple of easy shots. Hit-outs going Geelong's favour with Blake and Ottens, but the clearances, North Melbourne win it. So they're sharking to Ottens and Blake.
Be very happy, Dean Laidley, with their efforts around the centre square in the first quarter, because, as you say, when you're being dominated in the ruck by Ottens and these type of players and Blake, you've still got to make a competitive effort, and I think they've been terrific. They've used the ball well. Quick hands has been the key as well.
Let's get down to Rowan. Rowan, the forward line structure of North working beautifully at the moment.
Yeah, it is, Matty, and obviously you just mentioned David Hale there before kicking 3 goals. The first person Dean Laidley went to just at the quarter-time break was David Hale. He was wrapped with him. But the only thing is the luxury that they've got is they're leaving him there in the forward line. They are losing the hit-outs, but as you mentioned, they're winning the clearances. And Drew Petrie is probably, you know, as I said, losing the hit-outs, but going in there and getting the second ball. Gary Ablett's had 9 possessions for the quarter at 100% efficiency, so they're rotating a few players off him, but Dean Laidley was absolutely wrapped with the North players there in that first quarter.
Some great matchups in this game, but Hale and Harry Taylor, I know Scarlett's coming back from injury, but surely now Mark Thompson must be wondering, do we put our best defender in Matthew Scarlett, the premier defender in the competition, as we see Harry Taylor there talking to Brenton Sanderson, or does he back the young fella in again?
I think he's trying. I think Mark Thompson's trying to see where Harry Taylor's at in their group. He's only a young player. I think usually gets a lot of support. He didn't have a great game last week against Barry Hall. I think he'll probably throw in the challenge, unless Hale takes another mark or 2.
Well, that's the issue, because Barry Hall, 14 marks last week. You want your youngsters to go into the finals full of confidence. If Hale is to clunk a couple now, might be hard to resurrect his year.
What do you make of the Dean Laidley? We saw it on the vision there. Dean Laidley and David Harley was scribbling some stuff down. I think he's just trying to keep him as close to goals as he possibly can.
He is, and also having a look where Matthew Scarlett is. Keep away from Matthew Scarlett and your teammate and isolate yourself. I think that's good. He's coached really well, Dean Laidley. Ferrito started fullback, flipped him to the wing, had a great impact, Michael Ferrito, at 9 disposals that quarter.
Daniel Wells coming into the game, certainly in the latter half of that quarter as well, covering a lot of territory. I guess the thing to talk about with Scarlett and Taylor there is how much do we measure by shifting Scarlett? How does that then change their structure from a point of view of where he is and where Tom Harley is as well?
I'm sure Mark Thompson will leave Scarlett at fullback. It's a tried and true method.
Yeah.
He's the premier fullback of the competition. You see him going to Hamish McIntosh there. I think there's no doubt Harley and Mackie have to support Harry Taylor.
And Harry Taylor certainly still got the job on Hale. As we can see, the other key post there for the Cats.
Really giving Hale a lot of room, though.
He's the hit-up player. There's no doubt about that. I think he's the get-out option one-on-one if they can get it to him.
1 down, 3 to go for North Melbourne. They're in front, but this is Geelong, and they can kick goals very, very quickly, especially when Ablett has it. Back to Corey. A little bit too much on the handball, but they've got numbers.
A bit of a wrestle on in the middle.
Yep.
But Lachlan Hanson on Brad Ottens in the goal square, so if Geelong can get it down there quickly.
Corey shares it with Corey Enright. And Varco leads up for him. Little give to Selwood. It's got to bust the tackle of Urquhart. Couldn't get past the second tackle of Wells. Good chase. Gibson under pressure. That's a better reflex give from him. Learned from his mistake. There's a mistake coming back, though, to Burns. Johnson didn't want to take it.
Done.
So good in this situation. Kept it going. Gave it to Chapman. Ling needs some help. Back to Chapman. And an uncharacteristic fumble from him, but somehow Geelong still have the ball. Chapman round the corner to the goal square. Can they manage? A goal out of nothing. Can you believe Chapman's kicked the goal?
Can you believe it? Shepherd to Cameron Mooney to open it up. Wonderful play.
A little bit rusty early in that passage of play, but I don't think it's as rusty now. That's a magnificent goal, and you're right, great team goal. Cam Mooney kicked 7 goals last time against North Melbourne. The last few weeks, I've looked at Cam Mooney, and he plays selfless football.
He does.
Goal assists, he's been terrific. That's what you want from your big power forwards, but Chapman, great to see him back in the team.
Well, there's no stat for that. He was never going to mark the ball, so he opened it up for his teammate to kick a goal. Chapman's been dangerous, but well done, Cameron Mooney.
Well done the whole team by just keeping it alive. 3 or 4 fumbles, but they refused to let it go over the boundary line, and Chapman kicks his second. Scores back to level. Wells did it well to keep it going, and now he takes off.
Well, it was clever, because if he had taken control of the ball, Ablett would have tackled him.
Yep. Harvey sends it in long. Hale, perhaps hands in the back.
Yeah.
Terrific mark, but did he put his hands in the back first?
Well, I'm not sure, but that was a magnificent grab.
Fantastic mark.
They did everything right. They double, triple teamed Hale, but he still clunked the ball. He's on fire at the moment.
That's a contested mark of the very highest order.
Take a look.
He is pushing him, no
There's the
doubt.
push,
It's a free kick,
Yeah,
but
that's a free kick.
and that is still a strong mark.
Strong grab. You've got Harley.
In between you, all Australian
Scarlett.
centre back and fullback. Hale for the answering goal for North, lining up for number 4 a minute into the second quarter.
Got it.
Yeah.
And he is absolutely having a day out here at Skilled Stadium. Dare I say it, it's hailing goals.
Blame you. Blame you. Kicked a lot of goals. That's a very tough pocket to kick a goal from.
Well, firstly, I haven't kicked a hell of a lot of goals, but it is. It's one of the hardest spots on the ground. Well done, Daniel Wells. He took it on. I reckon he was going to take on Gary Ablett and thought better of it, but it's just that clearance out of the centre square, and this is a fantastic mark. I mean, well, yes, it's a free kick. Totally agree, but over the top of Harley, in between Taylor and also Scarlett. I mean, it's definitely wise. I'm not sure why it wasn't a free kick. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but what a great goal and a fantastic mark.
And they've made the change now.
Well, they have to.
Matty Scarlett has now gone on to David Hale. So I think Mark Thompson was keen to give the youngster an opportunity, but after that contested mark, he said enough's enough. Scarlett.
And they've got Josh Hunt just playing in front now as a loose man. Well, he's trying to get way ahead of Thomas to just clog it up a little bit. Back in the middle, the clearance becoming so important. Rawlings underneath all that. And North Melbourne to win the clearance. Well, will they?
Great tackle.
They didn't give up on it as Bartel sends Geelong forward.
Petrie's gone back. That's
Mooney and
handsome.
Otten's for there. Mooney first to recover. Pratt using his body. Now Chapman kicked a goal from here not long ago. Not to be this time.
Cam Mooney had to be aware that Brad Ottens is on Lockie Hansen. He just back-led there into Otten's space. Ottens was going to take a very easy mark. We just have a look at Cam Mooney, bring Shannon Watt in, get a fist in, Ottens marks the ball.
Back with the action. Bartel sizes up his options, heads towards Selwood. Wells was there, but the numbers for Geelong as Enright
Well
looks for
done,
Varco. And all the numbers for North had just drifted back in front of the Geelong forwards. Frito was there.
We've got to be careful with Ferrito. He's starting on the wing, rolling back.
A defensive wingman.
You have to identify what space he's covering and go the other side.
Here's Frito again. And has he got that just inside? According to the boundary umpire, he's made it
Oh, he's hit his head on the fence.
centimetres inside.
That was a terrific mark, all the same. He's going to have the imprint of the sign on his forehead.
Tough as they come.
He is, isn't he? Long ball. Scarlett and Hale. Jones. Handball back. It's a good one. North go forward again. Taylor there first to Mackie, the 1-2. Back to Harry Taylor. That kick's not a good one. Good pressure from North Melbourne.
Do you notice all of a sudden Scarlett goes to Hale. Hale becomes the option up the field a bit further.
Here's Michael Ferrito.
And that's
footy full on.
Yeah, and that's a win because they're taking Scarlett where he's sensational at full back. Now Harry Taylor is full back on Hamish McIntosh.
Simpson just kicks it in long, and with courage, Enright back pedals and takes the mark.
Go 15, play on.
Scarlett told to go. Thomas was chasing. Scarlett down the corridor. The spoil just a little bit over Shannon Burns. North Melbourne did that easily though.
Here's Hale again.
Should try and get this back here, Wells.
Thomas. Now Wells has stopped running for him.
He'll get it back anyway, but
Yeah.
he needed to get it.
He needed to keep moving, didn't he?
He did. And he needs to use the ball well here. Oh, that's a great
Guess
kick.
who?
I've been watching Matty Scarlett. I'm not sure whether he's switched on at the moment. This is his direct opponent, and Hale was on his own for about 10 seconds, and then he just allowed Hale to get front position, trailed in by about 10 metres.
Well, it was a great kick by Wells. And how can you get space like that? Look at this. He's got all this time. And look at that.
But in a foot race, who would you back in, Scarlett or Hale?
Well, you'd think Scarlett.
20 seconds gone, David.
David Hale lining up for North Melbourne's 6th for his 5th.
Well, normally have to go left to right here. We'll see how he...
He does hook it a little bit. This time he wants it to come back. At the moment, he should be aiming at right-hand post. He's actually aiming at left.
It's good to see he's human, though. Being on fire.
Yeah, he's just having a day out, isn't he?
9 disposals, 5 marks, 4 goals, 2.
All his disposals are inside 50. Very, very handy for a big man.
Thanks, Hamish.
We can just chalk him down. North playing a deep zone here.
And North Melbourne lead by 7 points. As Josh Hunt decides to go back to Bartel.
Good running here from Rook.
Spent a lot of time on the bench, and we know Ferrito's got courage, but Rook has got stacks of it.
Risky kick.
Yeah, he spotted Ling had a bit of space, didn't he?
Oh, that's a good handball.
And that's opened up Selwood. There's a whistle on play. It's a
hold
hold.
down.
It's going all the way to Ottens inside the forward 50.
There's a win at both ends of the ground at the moment. There's Ottens versus Lachlan Hansen playing his 2nd year of league football on Brad Ottens playing his 200th game. He's got a height mismatch and a weight mismatch. So Lachlan Hansen is playing reactive football.
So Hale at one end, and this is for Ottens 2nd at the other.
Now
Big men having an effect.
He is a beautiful kick, Spud. Normally.
Put him down.
You just held your breath there for a second, Danny, but he did kick the goal. And the margin back to 1 point. This continues to be a terrific contest.
Well, his very worst kick normally just misses, and that was lucky to scrape through. But it's a great win, great tactical battle in the coach's box at the moment because we've got Ottens on Lachlan Hansen. We've got Blake in the ruck. Well, Ottens pushing into the ruck now with Blake off the ground. And, of course, you've got Hale at the other end on Scarlett.
Just held its line, didn't it?
It did hold its line. Cameron Ling's having a very good game in Ablett. They've had 12, Ablett 11, Bartel 10, Joel Corey.
Here we go.
And at the moment, Ling just having a spell.
Well, no doubt Harvey's off as well. In fact, he is, I can notice.
That's a terrific knock from Petrie. Straight back, straight to his teammate.
Well done, Sinclair.
Yeah, just caused the spillage. Corey, Wells in there as well. And it's just, you know, if you look at that attack on the footy by North Melbourne, you just know they're switched on. The intensity's right. There's Harvey.
Right there, right there.
Just following wherever he goes.
Yeah.
Needs to get into the game. Needs to work away into the game when he comes back on. Brent Harvey.
Just enough by Harris to tip it going his way. Almost worked his way into a free kick. Within Bartel will have a ball up inside the forward 50.
Thanks, Harry. Thanks, Gary. Thanks, Brady.
A lot of numbers around the ball now. Geelong keen just to get the game on their terms.
Through Wells's hands.
Play on, knock down.
And similar from Corey. Look at the strength from Selwood. Prismill in there as well. It's hard and tough, and there's a clash of heads, I think, and Gary Ablett just spilled out the back of the pack there. Yep.
Yep. Hey, Darren! Daniel! Darren! Darren Melbourne! Daniel Harris!
Sure, who's going up in the ruck against Brad Ottens at the moment? He's going up against himself.
Yep. Varco just slipping. Prismill couldn't take it. Now there's a whistle.
Settle!
It's against Sinclair.
It's interesting, though. Hamish McIntosh is off the ground.
Prismill will take the free kick.
Well, Ottens is in the middle of the ground on his own.
He hasn't got an opponent at the moment.
Drew
Oh,
Petrie.
Urquhart read it well, though.
Drew Petrie's behind the ball.
Kick further down.
Yep. Where he is now coming into play.
The Cat fans starting to get a little bit vocal here at Skilled Stadium. Starting to get a little bit upset.
It's an interesting tactic, though. Petrie's taking the ruck now, but the last two ruck stoppages, he's elected just to go back behind the ball and block up some space.
No one getting that knock. Prismill
Did well.
squeezes it out, gets it going in the right direction. Selwood there first.
Johnson's pushed forward.
Back to Melbourne. His kick. Mooney marks it, plays on the left boot from 50 metres to the goal square. Lonergan was there, so too Scott Thompson runs through. The rush behind, scores level.
Well done, Daniel Pratt there. Come off his direct opponent to spike the ball through for a point.
Good play by Mooney too. He got on his bike, swung it on his left. Wasn't for some support. Able to hit the mark in the goal square, the Cats.
Pratt will go short, and Geelong happy to let that one go because they just shift their zone accordingly.
Play on!
Thompson.
Yours.
Terrible kick. It's a helicopter, but in the end, it's perfect to Sinclair. Now, he played on and made a bit of a mess of it, but still going.
Here.
Nothing to kick to.
He's kicked it over the top, hoping for someone to just force the contest. Ferrito did that. McMahon caught by two. There you go, umpire giving his description. Tackled soon as he got it.
Oh, he was right too.
Yep.
No prior opportunity there.
Push out!
It's going back to Geelong. It'll be a Selwood free kick. No one standing the mark. He can play on.
Gibson just took Johnson down behind
See,
play.
Ottens outside of play there. No, he's gone the other way.
It's gone to Mackie. Andrew Mackie deep into the pocket. Johnson and Gibson again, and well,
You bumped your way into him!
there you go. And he let Petrie run across.
Well, if you don't hit Brad Ottens up in the midfield, if you kick it long, you're going to be kicking to Brad Ottens' direct opponent in Drew Petrie, who marked that football.
Thomas a long way from goal.
Play on, please, Lindsay! Play on!
And he's just going to kick it to the contest. Ferrito. Bartel in front, too strong. He's so good overhead for a man of his size.
You talk about Liam, he's one of the best marking midfielders of the modern time, Jimmy Bartel.
They switch it well to Hunt. It opens up Prismill. Chapman leads into the pocket. He gets
Running by
run from
Hunt.
behind from Hunt, who does kick it a long way. Elects to handball to Ottens. He's going to get it back. Josh Hunt inside 50 from 40 metres. He has a ping right to the goal square. Big leap from Melbourne. He couldn't take it.
He probably got a fright. He thought, what am I doing in the goal square, trying to take a hang? That's a let-off for North Melbourne, though. They shouldn't have allowed Hunt to get the 1-2 there with that handball.
Cat's nose in front by just that behind. The ball's with
Melbourne's
Power at the moment. And Sam Power just hits that towards Ferrito. Again, it's Geelong with some numbers. Ferrito did well to crumb it. Just a little bit untidy. Slips over the boundary. We'll have another throw in.
Look at this, all the numbers pushing up. North Melbourne forward line all pushing back. And plenty of space there for North Melbourne forward.
Corey sends it long, wants Mooney. He's got to beat a couple. Pratt goes back to help out. Doesn't have to rush it here and doesn't.
Varco is Pratt's direct opponent. He's got to get in a dangerous place because Pratt has had an impact in the last 2 high balls entries.
Hansen kicks that high.
Ben Harvey back on the ground.
And it's a lucky one that spills over the back for Jones and another boundary throw-in.
So both Wells and Harvey back on the ground for North Melbourne after a bit of a breather. Doing well here, the Roos. Geelong starting to dominate it as far as inside 50s go.
Starting to get plenty of possession around the clearances too, as Ablett gave it to Shannon Burns, who kicks it high and wide. The bounce favouring Hansen for North. Kept it in, Urquhart. Power flat-footed. Good pressure here from the Cats. They're waiting for an error.
They're under siege here.
Where's the error? They've still got it though, North. Gibson didn't panic. Urquhart heads to the boundary line, looking for Jones. Oh, wonderful mark. The captain, Tom Harley.
Well, it should have been a free kick to Melbourne anyway for Shepherd in that contest. The Pies have just got to be onto that.
Home fans wanted 50 metres as Harley sends it back to where it just came from. Pratt back into the pack. And it's going to be a ball up.
Well, Mark Thompson will be saying to his half forwards, Daniel Pratt.
You just can't do that. Sorry, Spud. See if Ferrito just with his arms all around Milburn there. That's a free kick. The umpire's got to be a bit better than that.
You're right, but Daniel Pratt has an impact in the last 3 inside 50s for Geelong. And they haven't been going to his direct opponent. So either drag him back to the goal square and isolate him, or the half forward who is on Daniel Pratt get in a dangerous position.
Goals hard to come by here, and the margin just 1 point. It's a very important time in the game between now and half-time. It's just hard for either side to get free at the moment.
Well, it hasn't been a lot of scoring in the last 7 or 8 minutes.
Bit of a tug-of-war down there, Smithy, around the stoppages.
Yeah, Russ, but they're just flooding back. Obviously, you've spoken about it before in this quarter. North Melbourne getting all their numbers behind the ball, but when they win the ball, they've got no one up forward to kick to.
So, ground level, McIntosh. After he'd handball, he wins a free kick.
To go on with.
Well, the umpires are trying to break the game open a little bit as well. They can sense there's a lot of stoppages the last 5 minutes, trying to get the game
flowing. And Harris chips in for a mark, and he chips over the top to Power. And he wheels around onto that left boot. He should get a Shepherd. He does. Now he tumbles it forward. Hale, what was that? When watching the Olympics.
Well, I think we got a little bit of a misjudgment there.
I think he thought there was a saddle on Mackie.
He thought Mackie was the vault.
He thought in the equestrian. Put a saddle on him and ride him over the jumps.
A little bit croppy there too, the big man.
You see the replay here. Giddy up.
And he's still on a bit of bother. We'll keep an eye on him in back play. Not moving freely, but Cameron Ling is. And he wants to move it quickly. He does so. Johnson hooking it back, spotted Varco. Harding came in with a big spoil. Ferrito trapped it nicely on the second attempt. Just 15 metres, and there's Hale trying to run it off.
Well, Lee Harding's just affected that spoil then. He's just come off the interchange bench. Excuse me, he's had some really good form in the last month. Only had the 1 possession so far. Needs to get into the game. It's his old mob. There he is. Speak of the devil.
Give it to his skipper here, Adam Simpson.
Hard running from him, and likewise hard running from Jones, but the kick set him up.
Terrific play, Scarlett.
Yeah, the kick set him up though, Denny. Should have been better than that, and here they go, Geelong. Prismill gets it from Enright. Just enough on the kick to Steve Johnson. Should finish here.
Put it down.
Curls it back, and they make North Melbourne pay for a simple error.
Rowan Smith at ground level. That kick should have hit the target. Geelong make you pay in the highest way.
Yeah, and look, Spud, Matty Scarlett just read the play there nicely. Just popped it up a little bit too much. Matty Scarlett came in to spoil, and young Selwood came in and just put his body on the ball, and you just can't do that with Geelong. And just on David Hale, boys, he's just come off the ground now. They're just checking the back of his knee at the moment, so I'll keep you updated with that one.
Well, he's the damaging forward on the ground at the moment with 4 goals, but when you're talking damaging forwards, you're talking this man there, Steve Johnson, getting his first. He's been pretty lively.
He's been up the ground a bit more today.
Yeah, he's been pushing up a lot. He's had 10 disposals.
Now
Stevie Johnson on the bench there. A little bit of a worrying sign there for North Melbourne. David Hale in the hands of the doctors at the moment. Checking that right knee.
That's the old posterior ligament test.
And you're right, the way he did it, Liam, normally it's a ruck contest, but his knee went into the back of Taylor there.
Shannon Grant kicked it long. Ferrito wants the mark. It's not to be. It'll be for the second time in the quarter, the man in front.
Sure, the kick by Simpson then.
Yeah,
A hit and hope job, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
Not really to advantage.
Mackie looking for Rook, finds him. Max Rook playing on quickly. Lonergan presents. It's an open forward line. He gets around and hits to the top of the square. Chapman's there. So too is Mooney. And Mooney will kick the goal. And all of a sudden, I mentioned how important the time of the match was. We're seeing Geelong doing the right thing on the scoreboard.
Great forward play. Mooney, Mark, in a similar situation there. We just see the Hale incident again. He's still on the boundary line, but played on quickly, Lonergan, and gets it to the top of the square to one-on-one to Mooney.
Well,
and Mooney makes no mistake, and Geelong out to a 13-point lead all of a sudden.
well, the kick was a great kick because he was playing in front, Shannon White. He was probably playing 5 or 2 metres in front, and when you get it in long and hard, he's then got to go back, get an arm across, and Mooney's already looking at the ball. He's already in the best position just to take the body. And the kick here, as we have a look at Geelong's build-up, again on his bike. Got on his bike quick.
And as a defender, you are looking for the body in that situation, but when the forward plays on quickly from that area, you're trying to find the body, but the forward's always got the advantage because he's looking at the ball, so that is great play from Geelong.
3 in a row now for Geelong. Just starting to get their act together here. They have it 7 more inside 50s. They just haven't been able to put it on the scoreboard. Blowing sign now is they're starting to get a bit of scoreboard pressure as well.
North Melbourne need to answer this with a goal. They win the clearance. Wells pushes it out wide.
Well
Power
done,
has to go.
Sam Power.
Sam Power's cleaned up by Rook. And the remonstration coming, but he knew the contact was coming.
Brilliant play, Sam Power. You get a lot of points in this game for that sort of stuff. We remember Tom Lonergan.
Positions, guys, it's going to start.
Never took his eyes off the ball once, and that, I'm sorry.
Well, he's been maligned in the past, Sam Power, about this sort of
Not sure whether
courage. And
it was an
that's
attempt to spoil from Rook.
Well, I think his arms might have been taken out in his defence, but it didn't look great.
so can North Melbourne do something on the scoreboard. Sam Power still in the hands of the trainer. Supreme act of courage.
Rook may have been turned in the contest.
I reckon that might have been what happened because he didn't even put his arms up, and he's a nice, hard, tough nut. We see Sam Power coming off the ground, a little bit worse for wear.
Chapman squeezes it out. Pratt measures the pass. Here's some courage again.
Oh, well done, Simpson.
He was going
Simpson's
back,
man,
Simpson
Corey.
going, but Corey just read it better. Now Geelong through Melbourne go forward. Another open forward line. Lonergan wants it long. It's Mooney with it. Lonergan still wants it. He heads in that direction. Here he comes, and he got it.
Well played, Mooney. He got one from Lonergan 2 minutes ago. So Mooney returns the favour. We see Sam Power coming off the ground. Just have a look again. There's no doubt the North Melbourne player there, McMahon, was holding Rook, and that's why he turned the body there. So this last 5 minutes, though, it's all been Geelong.
Good work by Lonergan. It sort of picked him up that he was working hard. He worked left, he worked right. He knew he had a lot of space to run into. The lead was honoured by Mooney, and Lonergan for another goal for Geelong. He's kicked it, and they're showing why they're the #1 side in the competition at the moment. They've kicked the last 4.
Well, the latter half of this second quarter, they're winning the clearances. The tackles are 16-11. The clearance is 9-5 Geelong's favour. Equates to inside 50s, 14-8 Geelong's favour, and of course scoreboard pressure, 5 goals 2 to 1 goal 1. Bit of a worry now for North Melbourne.
Well, it's a matter of how long you can put the competitive effort up for, and that's the key at the moment.
The positive is Hale's back out in the ground, so that will give them a little bit of belief in the middle of the ground to look up. And they've got David Hale, who's already kicked 4 goals, equaling his best.
So they're sharing it around now at 4-2 Geelong. They're getting Mooney into the game on the scoreboard. Lonergan. We've already seen Chapman have a couple. We've seen Ottens kick a couple. And there is Sam Power.
How's he travelling, Smithy, down there on the boundary line?
Looks like he's in a world of hurt because the good thing was that he didn't get carried off on the stretch. So he walked off the ground with the help of the trainers, obviously, but doesn't look too flash at the moment, mate.
Can his team get something happening for him? But unfortunately,
Not with kicks like that.
Sinclair turned it over. Blake didn't take possession. Simpson went back again. Wells, good pick up. Ducked into the tackle, Rawlings. Geelong supreme in their pressure here, though. Ablett sharing with Rook. Can switch it over to Johnson.
Great
the handball forward is a beauty. Prismal chased down by Ferrito, gets his kick to the square. Mooney in best position, plays on, kicks the goal. Oh, they're the best.
The beauty about that play there was corridor football. They're the best team in the competition to take the opposition on. Great play from Cam Mooney. Could have quite easily put his hands in the back, but clenched his fists and used his forearms to hold his direct opponent off in Shannon Watt. Just about impossible to defend this kick.
I love this handball here, the Johnson one. Oh, just perfect. Exactly how
Didn't break stride.
Didn't break stride, and then kicked to a one-on-one, and you could just see it a mile out. Shannon Watt's not a great body player, and he's got the front position. I'd much prefer to see him probably playing shoulder to shoulder, or maybe even a step behind Cameron Mooney, because he'll just lean on him all day. He's much stronger.
In the space of 5 minutes, the Premiers are 25 points in front now.
Well, it's a bit more of a test of North Melbourne at the moment.
Difference in skill level.
I want to ask you about the game so far of the Brownlow medal favourite, or co-favourite if you like. Brent Harvey needs more of an impact than he's given at the moment. Ling right on top there.
Burns.
Play on,
Corey.
Well, the thing with Harvey, he's had the 9 disposals, but 6 of those have been handball receives. Just needs to win the hard ball.
Needs to work a little bit harder.
They're not done with yet before half-time here. Geelong, Ablett, Steve Johnson again.
Not even long.
Right on the 50.
That's clever.
And just hooked it back to Shannon Burns.
Not sure he was going.
I think he was going for Blake over the top, but they were both in a great position, and that's the beauty about Geelong. When they're wide, their first instinct is to look in, and there's already players there. You just have a look at Ablett, give the ball to Johnson, have a look at where his eyes go. Inboard. Bang, there it is. You've got Shannon Byrne and Blake over the top.
Yeah, it was for Blake, but Burns will take it. For another goal for Geelong. Hits it okay. It's just starting to slide left, though. A let-off for North Melbourne. 60 plays 34 as we head towards half-time.
Too many passengers at the moment, Liam. They look at North Melbourne. You've got Shannon Grant, only touched the ball twice. You've got Lee Harding, 2. Scott Thompson, Hamish McIntosh coming back from injury.
With the inside 50s for the quarter. It's been played in one half here. It's Geelong's half, 16-8. So North, they just regroup here and need to get a little bit of scoreboard pressure in the last part of this second quarter to give themselves a little bit of belief, really.
Nice take by Jones on the outer side. It was a beautiful long kick from Urquhart.
Geelong have stopped the run that North Melbourne had in that first quarter. The play-on stuff.
Well, this is what they're forcing him to do, just kick up and under it.
Oh, this suits Geelong.
Yep.
This sort of footy.
Because they're winning these clearances at ground level. Not this time, we'll have a ball up.
They were winning the clearances early. They're not getting any clean ball at all, though. When they are getting possessions around the stoppages here, Geelong's pressure, the tackling, it's thing that's understated with Geelong, the way they really harass the opposition when they've got the ball.
Corey working hard, Ling as well. The handball forward of Burns. Runs past Harvey. The momentum going their way, but Shannon Grant there. Harding takes on Ablett. Gets past Lonergan. Thompson must hit a target here. He's not sure where to go. Harvey kept going. And it's going to come back quickly, or is it? Ferrito did well, gave it over Sinclair. Hale in space, has to wait. Wins the free kick.
I'm not sure whether that was a free kick. I think it was a great body spoil.
What's wrong with advantage?
I thought that was a very good spoil from Harley. He made him earn the
I'm with Liam. Isn't that the true advantage?
I'm not sure about the advantage, but he took his eyes off the ball. See, I think that's just
the ball.
Footy. Isn't that footy?
That's football. The umpire said he hit the arms. Now, there's no way known he hit the arms. He may have made contact with his head on the follow-through, but he spiked the ball.
Why wasn't that an advantage, though, honestly? There was a certain goal. Now it's a 50-50 ball, you'd reckon.
His personal best is 4 goals, and that was against Geelong earlier this year. So for some reason, he loves playing the Cats, because he's lining up for number 5. In the context of what's happened in the last 10 minutes, he must kick this. Such an important goal here for North Melbourne.
That'll do.
He hugs that left post again, but 5 goals to David Hale. And you're right, Danny, it was good to get him back on the ground, because he's the only one up forward that looks like kicking a goal for North.
Well, they've got confidence to go to him. When you're marking the ball and kicking goals, the midfielders instantly look up and say, yes, he's in good form. Just see this replay again. Harley, his right hand spikes the ball. Now, On the follow-through, maybe some slight contact at the head, but that's play on every day of the week.
Spud, isn't that what you're supposed to do as a backman? Make body contact. If you can't sort of get to the ball, make body contact and spoil the ball. That's a legitimate spoil.
Correct weight.
Quite amazingly, North Melbourne have had 10 scoring shots, 2 rush behinds, and Hale has had 7 of the remaining 8 scoring shots. Steve Johnson with the clearance on the burst. Here they go. Quick answering goal coming up. Lonigan plays on quickly, heads to the square. Watt and Ottens. Here's Shannon Burns, the goal sneak. Back to Chapman. He hooks around the corner, kicks his third. 2 snaps from the pocket for Chapman, and in a blink of an eye, once again, Geelong have the answering goal.
They rolled the dice. Lindsay Thomas pushed forward. There was no one on Lindsay Thomas. Corey Enright went forward, so they're an extra player. So whoever won the stoppage was always going to have the ascendancy there. That is, again, play on quickly, get the ball to a dangerous area. Not sure whether Daniel Pratt got enough on the ball there. Should have went through for a point, or...
Was it Harding, was it? Came back?
Harding, it was, sorry.
Yeah, he probably should have made better connection with the fist.
They had to work so hard to get their last goal in North Melbourne, and then to get it straight out of the centre clearance pretty much makes it very difficult. You can just see at the moment there's a bit of a class difference here between these two teams.
North Melbourne have to try and hold the man up around the 70-metre area. When Geelong mark the ball, try and man the mark, hold them up, because they play on instantly.
So, from the clearance this time, it's North
Good
going
courage.
ahead. Oh, who else but the Brownlow medalist in Bartel.
Best part about that, he didn't take his eyes off the ball, but he knew there was going to be contact, didn't flinch.
Ling caught on his right boot and missed the target. We've played 30 and a half minutes in this second quarter, and once again, it's Geelong with a 26-point lead, their ability to kick lots of goals quickly, and that's just classic Bartel. From the clearance. Oh. Burns just gave it straight to Simpson, put Pratt under pressure, and he's gone, holding the ball. Prismal wins the free kick.
Late inclusion, Prismal. The tackle pressure, that's what the coach looks for.
Bartel with the kick, Ablett over the top. Harding. It's kept in play for a little while, and now it's out.
What a luxury, though, Prismal, to come in, probably a little bit stiff to get omitted, but when your stars come back in, but he's already had the 11 disposals, 3 tackles in a half of football.
Bartel has had 16 for Geelong, and here's Ablett getting it for Steve Johnson. Now the kick just dies on the end, and it falls for Petrie.
Well, the Fab 4 for Geelong, Bartel 16, Ling 15, Ablett 15 and Corey 14.
North Melbourne led by a goal at quarter time, and they'd come to play and the contest was on. But as we see so many times, Geelong 5 or 6 quick goals and they assert their ascendancy. Half-time here at Skilled Stadium, the Premiers in control to the tune of 26 points. Not a bad day here at Skilled Stadium, half-time. The final's just a couple of weeks away. We know that Geelong will finish minor premiers, but where will North Melbourne finish in their run towards the finals? Can they make the top 4? To do so, they're going to have to play a lot better in this second half. They were dominated by Geelong in the second quarter as we head once again down to the boundary. Rowan Smith's been pretty busy. Rowan, you've been keeping an eye on Sam Power.
Yeah, Matty, I did. Well, after that heavy knock that we spoke about just before in that second quarter, Sam Power did do the warm-up after half-time. He's going to start this third quarter on the interchange bench, so I'll keep an eye on him. But he did all the warm-up, so I can't see any reason why he wouldn't come back on in this third quarter, boys. Yeah,
just we had him front and centre on the screen there, so that's good news for both Sam and for North Melbourne fans.
Pretty good midfield match up there, midfield setup, I should say. Danny with some quality plays in amongst the ball there for Geelong. They need a lift across the ground, but in particular in the midfield.
Brent Harvey's going to be the key. I'm not sure whether he's going to go into the midfield, but he's had the 10 disposals, 6 handball receives, but only the 1 clearance. And you look at Geelong's midfielders, the clearances, Bartel 4, you've got Selwood with 3, Ablett and Corey a couple each, so they desperately need to get first hands on the ball, North Melbourne.
They need to get the ball into the hands of their good players, and Harvey and Wells are those 2 runners. Simpson, these players, Rawlings need to get the ball into the players' hands that can run and use it. They need Harding, they need a lift as well.
Yeah, they need some goal kickers.
He's got his A-grade midfield in there, Dean Laley, Drew Petrie, Brent Harvey, Brady Rawlings, the #1 tag with Gary Ablett and Daniel Wells. So he's giving his best players the opportunity to get his team back into the game.
I like this. I like Harvey, I should say, starting in the midfield. You can start him forward off the square, but he's your best midfielder. Let's just put him on the ball and let's see what we can get out of this, because there's, at the moment, 5 goals down, basically.
At the moment, he's standing next to Gary Ablett, who just moved off him, but would have been sensational to see the 2 Brownlow favourites. But we're underway for the second half, and it's Geelong with first possession. Selwood shares with Harley, and away they go. Ling, another disposal for him. Mooney, his target, worked one away from it. Then just didn't quite take a great tackle. Varco, superb inside the forward 50. That's the pressure that Mark Thompson wants.
What about the support running through the midfield and the half-back line, the handball? Every defender knew that they were going to run his support.
That's just silly. Cam Mooney got sucked in there. Drew Petrie came in to give him a bit of a push in the chest and got him a little bit high, and then Mooney reacted, gave away a free kick.
He should switch here, though. They haven't done it enough.
Well, they got Lockie Hansen coming off the ground.
Turn around, Lockie. He can't hear us.
Jess Sinclair's going to have to be used straight off the bench.
And Daniel Pratt, realising the situation, kicked to Sinclair. Quite comical. We shouldn't laugh about the situation, but all he had to do was turn around.
Matty, when he watches the replay, I'm tipping he'll turn around next time he runs off.
Now, this is better. Get the handball received to Brent Harvey. Good chase, Ottens.
Look at the chase from the big man. Forces the kick to go to the pocket. That's outstanding stuff for the 200-gamer.
Very similar to what we saw last year in the first quarter of the grand final on Michael Pettigrew. Brad Otten's playing his 200th game. Outstanding.
Great play, though. That's what you want to do. You want to get Harvey involved in getting the ball inside 50.
And he got going, didn't he? Those big legs happening as, again, Geelong, who just about always switch. They always head to the open side.
They split in numbers beautifully, their 6 defenders.
Enright. And he cuts across on the angle. That's good play. That's using the space perfectly.
You'll have to hold up here because Drew Petrie's come behind the ball. Now, Brad Ottens has to push down and make Drew Petrie accountable.
Ling's going to run off here and get another on the end of this.
Yep, Selwood gives it to Ling. Runs to 50. Kicks to the goal square. Petrie's got to go. And he does.
Well, that's where Brad Ottens, I know, a little bit harsh on Brad. He did the magnificent chase on Brent Harvey. But this is how the game started in the first quarter. Drew Petrie getting behind the ball. The ruckman, Brad Ottens in this instance, needs to go down and play one-on-one with Drew.
So Shannon Watt gets it from Gibson. And he's tight in the pocket, and Geelong happy to just wait for him to kick up the line. And he does.
Well, what's been impressive about North Melbourne in the last 5 or 6 weeks has been their ability to play on, and they haven't been allowed to do that today. Geelong just played it very well, slowed them up at all times. It's what North Melbourne did to the Western Bulldogs only 2 weeks ago so well, made them kick over the man on the mark, and it's happened all day.
It just forces them to kick to this contested area. Frito was trying to get a free kick there. It was never going to happen. And we've got a boundary throw in again.
Been good this afternoon, big Brad Ottens. Dominating in the ruck, kicked a couple of goals.
Yeah.
That's too easy.
Yeah, gave it to Selwood, who started this second half.
Well,
Look at Petrie.
Well, Drew Petrie didn't go to the ruck stoppage, so the Geelong midfielders have to be aware of that. When Brad Ottens got the ball, give an easy handball, there's no use blazing away because he's back behind the ball.
So this is the kick from Urquhart out wide to Grant, who's got to get into the game and kick some goals. And this is what you're talking about, Liam. They just stopped the run.
Well, they've got to use the first option.
Down the line, this will suit Geelong.
It's just not a great kick.
It's just easy for them, isn't it? Melbourne just floated.
Best team in the competition, marking or spoiling the high ball, Geelong.
That was from a player who's one of their most experienced. He's played nearly 300 games.
Mackey's kick straight up centre forward. Clever mark. He was held.
Oh, good decision.
Anyway.
Good decision. No, it's Gibson's free kick. He had a fistful of jumper, Stevie Johnson. When we have a look at the replay, I'm telling you that's a very good decision. The crowd aren't all that happy with it. In fact, it'd be fair to say they're pretty upset. But see the fistful of jumper on Gibson?
Well picked up.
But they just can't find a free man at the moment on the way out, North Melbourne. Mackey tried to keep it in. And it'll be a boundary throw in and the umpires get the boos.
I'm sure Dean Laley put on the board at half-time. Just find the ball. Win your own ball. At the moment, disposals, 223 to Geelong, only 170 to North Melbourne.
Starting to bash them at the stoppages.
That's the stoppages, yeah. Selwood again.
What good's he been?
Ottens, Ling, just having a day out, Cameron Ling. Luxury of a bounce and then steps around the tackle. Enright straightens up, kicks to the goal square. Steve Johnson's got to beat 2 and he won't beat Petrie, he's too big.
You can only stopped the flow for so long, or the bleeding, by Petrie pushing back. I mean, they've got to actually score as well, North.
And giving up the clearances through the midfield, aren't they?
They're giving them up to a team that actually excel in that area.
So Sinclair breaks and gives it to Wells, who decides he wants to go in the opposite direction for now.
Well, that's a win for Geelong.
Is it ever?
Zones worked really well today from Geelong. Full ground zone, every player involved, guarding space.
Kick up the middle was the only option to Pratt.
Well, all they can do is do a short possession, either out wide. They won't allow one in the corridor. They'll allow this Geelong.
Yeah, but Gibson can go over the top to Thompson, but they've got to keep moving from here.
See this, though? See this? Pushed him, forced him back. The low, slow kick over the top.
And the chip, Lonergan did well. Didn't infringe on Ferrito. Wins the ball back. Bartel, options in the middle. Corey now spots it up longer. Petrie in the spot again. Got to go. Good courage again. The big man having an influence in that back half, but it's coming back to him too quick.
This is the problem, though. I mean, he's going to be able to take, the way he's going, probably 10 marks for the quarter in there.
Harvey running hard. Had to make Ling work there.
The Geelong midfielders have to do one of two things. Either hit Brad Ottens up, or Brad Ottens has to go down and play one-on-one on Drew.
He's excellent in that area of reading the play.
Beautiful kick from Grant.
Yeah, got an open forward line if they can get it in quick. Now, Ottens will do the same thing at the other end.
Hale the target. Thomas slips in. It wasn't the best of kicks. It tumbled on the end, and Thomas happened to be in the right spot.
It was a wobbler.
Yep.
That was unbelievable, that kick. Just have to have a look again.
Great effort
Drew
by
Petrie
Petrie.
behind the ball. This is a win for Dean Laidley and North Melbourne at the moment. We just see the entry again. Sure, Scarlett looking around for a free kick there. Was he held by Hale?
Well, he needs to make this count, Lindsay Thomas.
They only had 2 scorers, North Melbourne.
Not now.
Yeah, and that's a goal to Thomas. So the first goal of the third term for North Melbourne, and they get the margin back to 21 points.
Exactly what you were talking about, Rowan Smith at half-time. More players, half-forwards, getting into the game.
Yeah, and that's what they need, Spud. We said about it, and Lindsay Thomas did a good job there. Matty Scarlett was appealing for a free kick, but it just looks like he slipped at the last stage, just trying to suck the umpire in there.
Well,
It's just a horrible kick, wasn't it?
It was the biggest floater you could. It was a pie floater.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, they're very important. And Scarlett, I think he did have his jumper stretched, but
I would love to see Brad Ottens push forward on Drew Petrie, because all of a sudden that puts the ball in Brad's court, because I would back Brad Ottens to win the contested mark when he's playing as a forward versus Drew.
well, I suppose at the moment it's not really been that effective, apart from he's stopped a couple of Geelong's entries, but they haven't really got a lot out of it.
Here's Wells, who accelerates through the middle and spreads it wider to Pratt, who kicks it towards the boundary now. Free kick against Chapman after he kicked it. Downfield to McMahon. Thomas goes into the pocket.
Not a lot of movement from the North forwards.
Jones had to stand and wait. Well crumbed by Hunt. Gives it off to Scarlett. In turn, Steve Johnson back there lending a hand once again. His kick's going to set up Corey. And there's the skill of Daniel Wells. Can go short, but
Well, they've got to move. Hale's got to be the long option.
Well, the last entry was a kick to a pack. The last thing they need, North Melbourne, is keep kicking the ball to a pack.
well, they're in trouble here because Geelong are going to work this out quite nicely. Bartel to Ling. Cat fans, you can hear them. They're very vocal. They wanted the exact same thing that was paid against Chapman. They wanted downfield. They didn't get it. Here's Chapman back to Ling.
Beautiful.
Well left, though. Well
The
done.
decision was right to hook it back in. He just put too much on the kick.
Well, no, it was actually well done by Watt. He left his man then. Just read it a bit better.
Thought Cam Mooney was going to continue to lead.
Thompson has Sinclair running for him. In turn, he's got Gibson. Now, the next one's the tough one. Can go back into the corridor to Sinclair. But it's stop-start once again for the Roos.
Geelong just pushing a full ground press here.
It's the target. Ferrito spread for him. Ian Turner's looking for Corey Jones. Milburn goes back with him. Gets a hand from Enright. And this Geelong defence once again helping out, but they may have given it up here. Corey Jones. Shannon Grant starting to get some disposals. To the goal square. Hale! Almost to the one hand. Ottens. Searches wider to Prismal. A little bit untidy here, Geelong. Under some pressure, but Scarlett equal to the task. Corey out of the defensive 50.
Good kid.
Rook presents. Look at the space out here. Harley wants to move it quickly because Varco's free. Gets the bounce he wants. Steve Johnson into space. He's got to turn around, and well done by Watt again. Left his man, just read the play.
Well, Cam Mooney has to change it up a little bit. The last two leads of Cam Mooney have gone backwards. Shannon Watt has read the play beautifully.
Now on the break back the other way, it's Gibson. Want to be careful here. It's still in play. Great work by Geelong there to keep it alive. And here they go.
Johnson free inside 50.
Varco, Watt again left his man.
Well
Great
done.
work, Shannon Watt.
3 times in a row, Shannon Watt. Just reading the game well, and not happy, Cameron Mooney.
Well, Cam Mooney has to be aware of that. Now, it's great play from Watt, but maybe just a block on Shannon Watt. Legally, of course.
North Melbourne holding Geelong here. They're getting plenty of possession, but pretty soon something special is going to happen, you feel, as Johnson kicks it high. Mooney, Watt again. Ball bouncing, though. Prismal there. Mooney did well to keep it going. Lonergan back towards Prismal. Looks up, kicks into the zone. Had choice of Chapman or Bartel. Chapman's going to line up for his fourth.
Great team play. You could excuse young Prismal, fighting for a spot in the team to blaze away and have a shot at goal. But he looked inboard, and again, there was 2 players there, Chapman and Bartel. Great effort here from the Geelong forwards. Prismal, Mooney winning the hard ball. Gets it out to Lonergan. Now have a look at the eyes of Prismal. Straight inboard. Great play.
Chapman for number 4 for the first of the quarter for Geelong. And it's straight through. One apiece here in the third quarter.
What a bad little luxury to be able to bring back Paul Chapman. He's kicked 4 in the first 2.5 quarters. And he just comes into your side. Nice as that.
Well, the beauty about Geelong, they've got the key forwards, but their half forwards kick goals. So they've always got a one-on-one situation because you've got Chapman kicking goals, you've got Ablett resting as a half forward, then throw in Stevie Johnson. Their half backline direct opponents have to play one-on-one, which then means that Mooney, Lonergan and Ottens, when he's down there, are also one-on-one. So when your half forwards kick goals, gee, it opens your forward line up.
North need to really answer quickly here.
Well, they held for a long time, didn't they?
Yeah, they're holding. The problem is Geelong have got the ability to put you away in the space of about 10 minutes. They can kick 4 or 5 goals. Game over then.
Well, centre clearance will dictate this as Chapman with a torpedo. Long kick. Shannon Watt is holding the defence together.
Mooney's got to play in front of Watt. He's leading Mooney to the ball.
And he did that well enough to get the boundary throw and just pedalled back over the line. But Shannon Watt is having a sparkling third quarter in game number 150.
Cam Mooney's kicked 2 goals, but he's looking for the high ball too often here at the moment, especially in the last 6 minutes.
Selwood, Burns, good tackle. Sinclair just got a hand to it. Bartel to Chapman, back to Enright. Good switch. Prismal again.
Well, Blake's got forward.
Yeah, Blake got free, but now they've had time to put up a bit of a zone here north as Bartel goes to Chapman.
Now that's a good decision to play on here.
Lonergan from 50. Long ball, but wide. Well, wide, just sneaks in for a behind.
Well, you're talking about the quarter statistics. Hit-outs Geelong, 7-1. Clearances, 7-1. So it's not working, North Melbourne at the moment. They need to get a little bit more competitive at the stoppages. Drew Petrie, we know, is pushing back to help the defence, but they need a more competitive effort around the clearances.
Rowan, Sam Powell's back on the ground.
Yeah, he just went straight on the ground there, Matty, so good news for him and the Kangaroos.
Not only that, contested possessions, 72 Geelong, 64 North Melbourne, but they're getting smashed also in the uncontested possession. The hard gut running.
That's classic Geelong, though, isn't it?
It is, inside and out. You look at their midfielders, they play inside and outside, which is absolutely sensational to have as a coach, and more importantly as a team.
Corey, a wonderful example of that. This is what I love about Geelong now. When the ball's near the boundary line, they just keep it alive. Selwood's having a good third quarter.
That's a great kick.
And Mooney's strong.
That's 50.
Don't know if it is 50. I think he's just committed. I think he pulled up just enough.
That was just that kick from Selwood was as good as you would see. Under pressure on the boundary line, speared it low to space. And let's have a look at this. This is another just force with the weight of numbers. Geelong forced it forward. Now, bang inside. He made Mooney run to that spot. That was just brilliant.
It was better for Mooney. He was playing in front then.
So Mooney kicks the goal. And Geelong getting that ascendancy back after North Melbourne held for a while. The margin now out to 34 points. It's a game high.
Now, Joel Selwood's, 27 years old with 180 games experience. How old is he again?
He's 11.
He's 18, 19 years of age.
20 years of age.
20 years of age.
He's
And
playing like a bloke of 10 years experience.
what a magnificent pickup.
He's
Played 41 games. No?
41 games of footy.
And
You'd be hard-pressed to find 41 more impressive first games in an AFL career, I reckon.
And you talk about inside and outside. Well, Joel Selwood's had the 18 disposals, 10 handball receives, so hard running, 4 clearances and 2 contested possessions. So he's winning the hard ball and he's getting some easy ball by running hard.
They're back on top here, the Cats. Another clearance. Chapman out to Blake. He's got room to move. He hits it in the pocket looking for Steve Johnson. This time Thompson leaves his man. Did he keep it in? He didn't. He thought he did.
Rowan Smith, I'm looking at Hamish McIntosh. He's coming back from a knee injury. He doesn't look too fit to me.
No, well, Spud, I know that he is out on the ground, but he's just not doing anything at the moment. They've just got to get him into the game somehow.
They're going to win another clearance here, Geelong. Ablett hooks it back. Steve Johnson lurking. Shannon Watt left his man again. Did he force it out? He did.
He's playing inspired football
Didn't
this
he?
last 8 minutes.
He's
sensational.
Be fair to say he's getting plenty of work. The ball's been down there all the time.
But boys, they're not getting any run out of their defence. I know Shannon Watt's doing a great job, but they're just not getting any run out of there.
That's my biggest concern with North at the moment,
Touch play on.
is that they're actually all they're doing is just treading water. And Geelong could break them open here very shortly.
Clever work by Ferrito. Harvey trying to get into the game as Ferrito's kick to Power. Now that's great news for Power. Took a solid knock. If you've just joined us, absolutely cleaned up. He's back playing now. Push.
It's lazy
Yeah.
from Corey Jones.
Look at this, Spud.
That's hard running.
It is.
And a lot of those handball receives, North Melbourne are going out the back, but Geelong's handballs are always going forward in the corridor.
Ling. Inboard. Mackey is a good user of the football. Mooney back pedals. The Gibson spoil against Johnson was a good one, but look at the numbers for Geelong.
Right.
Scooped up beautifully by Burns, hooking it back. Thompson's under pressure here. Took it well, then took on Varco. Strong bodies, Geelong, in this situation. Ablett trying to keep it going. We'll have a ball up.
Everything was fine. Goes for you to scrub onto at the end.
Just under siege at the moment. The Roos. Inside 50s, 43 Geelong, 25 North Melbourne.
It's all at one end of the moment, and McIntosh happy to look for the boundary line.
And we've got so many options. Gary Albert's had a quiet third quarter. You've got Daniel Harris on it, but then you've got Bartel on the boundary line there, 23, Corey 23, Ling 21.
Both teams appealing for the free kick for the ruckman, hitting it straight out, but as you heard from the umpire, both got a hand on it.
The effort of Johnson there.
It's just super, isn't it?
They want the body of the Cats players. That's what I love about them. Every one of them, including Selwood, who's just a second-year player, wants to take a body. If he can, nice. If I can take a body with me, great. You want the contest, you've got half a chance of winning a game of footy.
Blake flipped it out the back. Ferrito was there first, though, for North. Quick give from Simpson. Pratt. Gibson. Not out of danger yet. McIntosh. Power. Pratt.
Look at this.
Selwood. Good tackle. Wins it back. There'll be a shot on goal here. Ablett measures it, and it's touched on the line. Anti-climax for the Brownlow medal favourite and his adoring fans.
Shannon Watt again. Playing inspired football.
Tim Mooney reckons that might have been over. But what about the pressure of, I think it was Johnson. Oh, it looked like he was over the fence when he touched that. Like another look at that.
That's just a lazy kick.
Oh, that was lazy play by Watt.
Yeah, but he's very tight. He's doing everything at the moment. And Corey hits the goal square. North Melbourne hanging on. Thompson's under pressure. They want the free kick for holding the ball. Not to be, but it's like the dam's about to break, isn't it?
You've got to take that over.
No wonder Shannon Watt's having plenty of the ball. They've been inside forward 50 14 times, Geelong to 4.
Ferrito gave it to
Under the
Simpson, just
pressure.
too slow though. Ablett's going to get something going. The palm off. Back towards Steve Johnson.
Oh,
Back to Ablett.
Class.
Who's going to end up with it? It's Corey at the moment. Good tackle from Harvey. Just keep it alive, Geelong. Ling, he's having a day. He's having a day. He's having an outstanding afternoon.
I'll tell you what, Danny Frawley, they're just pressure, the relentless pressure of Geelong. They wanted everyone, what do they call them? A behemoth.
A behemoth.
They are a behemoth.
Well,
If they put that pressure on,
Is
that's
that-
what Dean Laidley said, but just weigh the numbers in the end.
It's class as well. They make correct decisions all the time. They give it to a player in a better position. That's what handball was created for, and Geelong are the best at it. They just work the ball. And Cameron Ling's had the 22 disposals, kicked 2 goals. His direct opponent, Brent Harvey, one of the Brownlow medal favourites, has only had the 13 disposals.
Not too many of them very destructive either. They've just been hard-won disposals.
He's only had the 1 clearance, Brent Harvey.
Yeah.
7 handball receives.
Well, they're getting dominated out of the ruck work for a start.
Simpson. Ferrito still working hard. Now the big man runs onto it. Needs some help. Just gets his kick in time. Numbers though for the Cats. Mackey in the right spot.
Well, it was just a kick in hope in the end.
Well, a little bit more effort like that, though. I mean, the Kangaroos could find themselves back in the game, but I mean, I love the way he goes about it, Ferrito.
What's it looking like at ground level, Rowan Smith?
They're just not getting any run. Spud, I know I touched on it before, but Daniel Wells has sort of had a little bit of a quiet quarter. Maybe put him in the back line. I know the footy's coming down there often enough, but they just got to get some run out of their defence.
Stop-start at stuff at the minute.
Burns to the outer side, looking for Lonergan on a long lead. Thompson did well to keep it in
Did very well.
and keeps it moving. What's Urquhart? Now that kick has missed the target by almost 10 metres.
It's gone inside forward 50,
Whoops.
that ball for North Melbourne.
Lindsay Thomas with a real reflex give. But again, the Cats' defence supreme.
Look at this. The sharing. Big Blake's going to be the link-up play, if you can believe it. This is a training drill.
Ling, who's going to be next in the queue?
Well, they're queuing up. Turn around.
Over
Lockie.
the top of Mackey. Hanson turned around that time. Gibson under pressure. McIntosh needs to be clean. He is. Pratt.
For Corey
Hanson.
Jones.
Corey Jones just stopped
Now
and
he's
waited.
He's got some space here.
Well,
How did he get so much space?
He didn't chase.
Keep running.
Exactly.
He needs to keep running here.
Well, he want to kick it.
He tumbles it again. He's got the helicopters going, and David Hale marks just outside the square. So come on the angle, but he's going to line up for number 6.
He's coming off the ground, Corey Jones. That might have been...
You cannot find that much space, Liam, when Geelong have got the ball on their half-forward line and it's turned over. Your direct opponent's winning the ball. Not good enough, Corey Jones.
It's already a personal best for David Hale. 5-2, we're right with him.
Did well.
And he did it beautifully. It's a lovely check side goal for his 6th goal of the afternoon.
He's playing a lone hand up there. 6 goals
6 from 8.
out of 8. Corey Jones has kicked the 1 and Lindsay Thomas. Very predictable. And the thing about the North Melbourne entries, what I've seen, is when they do go in, they either go in long and high, and Hale, if he marks it, they're a chance. Other than that, they go out wide, and then Geelong win the ball and they run through the middle of the ground. Very good mark here in the end, just dipping. Outstanding individual performance, though, 6 goals.
Well, 35 points.
Could they throw Drew Petrie up there as well? I know McIntosh is coming back from injury. Just get a 2-pronged attack up there.
They near could, but they need to find something else up there as a taller option.
Actually, I think Drew Petrie has actually ran up the forward line, which is a good move.
The infringement against McIntosh. Harvey just went to ground, but did enough to get it over to Harding. And something promising here for the Roos. Power on the end of the handball. Look at the chase from Varco. Just in time the kick, out in front of Thomas. Out of bounds.
Where's it gone out of bounds, though? I know it's gone out of bounds, but just outside the forward 50, too wide. Doesn't give your forwards any option whatsoever to lead long down the line.
There's Big Drew. They need him certainly getting some possession inside forward 50, which he is now. They've got him as a matchup with Taylor, so it should suit.
Ling and Ablett again from the clearance.
With the support.
Third man in the triangle ended up being Bartel, who just crossed it over to Chapman.
They've got a great connection there midfield, haven't they? between each other.
Been playing together a long time, most of those players, 6 or 7 years.
They share and care for each other.
Good switch here. Corey to Varco. Lonergan next in line.
Joel Corey, just a dozen possessions this quarter.
The wind has gone out of the game somewhat.
Well, North need to show a little bit here because they'll be playing against Geelong potentially in the first final.
There's a push. North Melbourne kick.
Dean Laley at three-quarter time. You can talk about two players, the bookends. Shannon Watt at this end and David Hale at the other end. They're holding their end of the bargain up as players. Daniel Wells also, he's probably been another winner.
I think he's on Corey at the moment, though. And as Liam just said,
Corey's had a big quarter. Corey's up to 26 possessions, 5 clearances, 5 inside 50s, and 8 handball receives. He works players over with pure run.
they're mucking around with it here. Hanson back to Wells, Sinclair. They just need someone to hit a target. They've got some numbers. Thompson.
They need someone to break through the lines. Take the game on. If you get run down from behind, fair enough, we'll wear it.
Bartel arrives and spoils well.
Long, slow build-ups like that just plays into Geelong's hands.
He almost caught that, didn't he? He was going for the mark halfway through it. From the clearance.
This is better.
Harvey. Simpson dummied the 1-2, gave it back to Wells. He can do likewise.
Good running
off of
from Harvey.
Sinclair. That's the Harvey we know.
Really
it's out
good
in front
running.
of him. He'll take on Rook. Look out, Sinclair, and he had to kick it quickly. Lindsay Thomas.
He did well there.
Yeah, read it off the boot pretty well. Still alive. Shannon Grant out wider. Into the pocket goes McIntosh.
Better run by Brent Harvey across half-back, and he pushed forward to get on the end of the Wells kick, and all of a sudden they've got it inside 50 to a bit of movement.
Good hard running there from Hamish McIntosh on Blake. Both playing the ruck, so push forward.
Thanks, Travis. Travis. All right.
So, North Melbourne, for their third goal of the quarter, they've held Geelong to 3.
Kick.
Gee, that's not bad from McIntosh. Another big ruckman kicking another good set shot goal.
It's a positive for North Melbourne. Hamish McIntosh coming into the team, leading into the finals. Means he'll get 2 quality runs under his belt before they participate in the finals. So he's going to be an important player to run under his belt. Shannon Grant, you just see him getting a handball there. He's been very quiet, only had the 8 disposal, Shannon Grant.
For all the domination that Geelong have had with regards to general
They've
play
only
for
won
the
the
quarter,
by 3 points.
North Melbourne have been able to keep them to 3 goals each. So you're right, the difference at half-time was 26 points. It's only 29 points. It's whether they can get some sort of continuity in their game plan at the moment, or there's some run and carry from half-back. They start winning a few stoppages, give themselves a sneaky chance in the last quarter.
And Shannon Watt's been outstanding at full back for North Melbourne. He's held them up.
Selwood gets it from Prismal and Ling again. Here's Selwood. Just kept running, got into the play. Kicked not his best one out in front of Mooney.
Oh, he's caught one on the head then.
Advantage paid. No.
Actually,
Everyone stopped. No, they didn't stop because Selwood was clear.
everyone stopped.
Except the bloke with the footy.
Look at
Stevie
this.
Johnson was
Oh,
licking his lips.
Stevie Johnson was thinking goal.
Let's have another look at this.
So Mooney's a long way from goal, 75 metres, 80 metres from goal.
Got Otten's pushing forward on Drew Petrie.
Ottens wants it high and long. It's exactly where he gets it. Gibson the spoil, but here's the Crummers for Geelong.
Oh, very
Did well
clear.
to power. Now this kick's got to be out in front of Hanson.
That's a
He's
free kick.
impeded, he's got it. He needs to move it
Play
quickly.
on. Wheel and go, son.
He does.
And Thomas might get on the end of this, and Hale will be there as well.
He's got Hamish McIntosh on Taylor at the moment.
Well,
You just spot him up. Here he is.
Thomas at the back, McIntosh there. They've got in each other's way. Hunt, he just steps around McIntosh as if he wasn't there. And a beautiful switch to Bartel.
No forward connection whatsoever there. That was
Joel
Hamish
Corey.
Well, that was Hamish McIntosh's ball. He hasn't played since round 12. Opportunity to get back-to-back goals.
Well, it was a bit slow movement once Grant got it, I thought, on the half-forward line. I mean, they'd moved it on beautifully quickly along there to get themselves in a dangerous position. They had some one-on-ones. They had some space.
You've got to roll the dice a bit and just put it out in front of you leading forward.
It's a beautiful kick. You just need to get it in there.
Here's Ottens to Chapman. Inventive kick off the outside of the boot, and it pays off. Mooney will fancy himself from inside 50. It's going to bounce through. It hit the post. Right on siren time.
All clear.
It is all clear. It's a behind as Mooney gets up from that contest, but they had plenty of the play, Geelong. They had the ball inside their forward 50 for most of the quarter, but in the end, they've only won the quarter by 4 points. Three-quarter time here, the match of the round. First playing fourth, and it's the home team leading by 5 goals, and you're watching it all right here on Fox Sports. Welcome back to Skilled Stadium, and it was a good start by North Melbourne. They led by goal at quarter time, but it was the latter half of that second quarter where Geelong took over. They got the margin out to 26 at half time, but they were held in that third term to just the 3 goals. The margin now 30 points to the all-conquering Geelong Cats at home. So we take a look at the goal kickers. Chapman's got 4, David Hale with a personal best with 6, Mooney's chipped in with 3, and as usual, we've got the usual suspects for Geelong, gentlemen. It's all the same names popping up in the midfield.
Well, it's a Fab 4, and Hale kicking 6. Options, that's what Dean Laley would be talking about to the North Melbourne forwards. We need more options. Hale's kicked 6.
Just wonder just exactly how happy they are in the Geelong camp at the moment. Rowan Smith is with Brendan McCartney.
Well, Brendan, a pretty even third quarter there, but you seem to be in control of the game.
Well, we're doing a lot right. We'd like to use the ball better, Smithy, and give our forwards more opportunity to kick some goals. But you're right, we're doing a lot right without finishing the work off.
Are you happy with Drew Petrie to sit behind the ball and be a free man as such?
Not really. We'd like to get a bit better at going around him and using the ball a bit better away from contested ball. It's working well for them, but it's given us an opportunity to get out of the middle of the ground with the footy, but we've got to use it better.
So what was the main direction there at three-quarter time for Mark?
A little bit of that, and also finish our work off. So if we're going to do the hard work to get the ball, you want to keep possession the right way. Actually move the ball down the ground and not turn it over.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
Pretty basic. Drew Petrie behind the ball, and you have to find other avenues. Either go and man him up or make sure you don't kick the ball high and long.
You made a good point, Brendan McCartney, about it gives us a chance when he's pushing down and getting behind the footy with Drew Petrie. It gives us a chance to win at the stoppages. Well, if you look at that, out of the centre, it's 14-8 Geelong's favour. The clearance is generally around the ground 35-20. The handball receives 151 Geelong, 94 North Melbourne. The key indicators are that North Melbourne probably should be trailing Geelong by about 10 goals. But they're only 5 goals down. That's the beauty of North at the moment.
And that's good coaching from Dean Laley, and also the inside 50s. 48-30 in Geelong's favour. That's 18 more inside 50s, and that's come about by the fact of Ferrito pushing back and Drew Petrie. So there's no doubt the frustration from Mark Thompson and Brendan McCartney. We were talking about the midfield and the defence. So have a look up at the extra man from North Melbourne and find a one-on-one target.
Yeah, the ball, play with the ball becomes so important in that situation. Just really think his way through what his going to options are when it's going forward. Whether it's, if you're going to keep banging along the same spot, it's so easy for players like Petrie to just pick them off. But we heard Brendan McCartney just say that. He just wants to use a shorter target.
We see David Hale down there. There's a big lift from Shannon Grant. You've got Corey Jones down there, Lindsay Thomas, Lockie Hansen. So they just need more options around the ground.
McMahon took 5 marks in the first quarter. Said 5 marks. He touched the ball once since quarter time.
Well, they haven't been using him as a hit-up player, which they did.
He was good early because he was the man they went to on the lead. Final quarter underway here at Skilled. And the clearance is going to go North Melbourne's way as Harvey has a runner out wide in Sinclair. Wells kept going. He started it. And he chips it up the line to Grant. And Grant doesn't take it. It's over the boundary line, and he's not too happy with himself there.
A couple of early goals here to North. Give them some belief.
Petrie. Simpson went through hard.
Good eye.
Yeah.
No chance. Good tackle, Brad.
So Ottens and Petrie will line up to go again.
43-14 the hit-outs in favour of Geelong.
Ottens makes good position. Just hit it out wide. Simpson again, this time he's wrapped up. Mackie standing in the way for Geelong. Just uses the ball well, doesn't he, Mackie?
Well, most of them do.
Classy player.
Oh, Varco's going to get on the end of this.
It's Selwood who got it from Chapman. Chipping over the top. Varco was his target, but you can't knock Pratt. Sometimes he reads it very well. And he goes back through the middle to Petrie. Wants to move it quickly. Out wide. Hanson has made space. Got rid of.
And on the full, to rub salt with a word.
He just took it too easy, didn't he? He's got away from Mackie and then just made an absolute meal of it. And Geelong are such a good side. They'll make him pay.
Here it is.
Ablett into the danger zone. Free kick. And it's going to go to Shannon Watt.
He's very good, Shannon Watt. He's elected to play in front. That's why he got the free kick from Cam Mooney there.
Dean Laidley needs a light blow. He needs 60 watts. Just needs everyone to just take a leaf out of his book at the moment.
He needs blokes like Lee Hardy now. After he kicked that ball, he ran well to get it, to run past.
We're all wise in
an option.
hindsight. Is there an option for maybe Nathan Thompson to come into the game leading into the finals?
They left him out today. I reckon they thought that with McIntosh back that they were going to be a bit top-heavy. That's a good handball.
It's to the advantage of Thomas, who hits to the goal square.
Well done,
David Hale marks in the goal square. He's going to kick his 7th. He's going to equal the best performance by a Roo this year. Corey Jones kicked 7 in round 2.
Outstanding. 11 disposals, 7 marks.
Good handball by Corey Jones.
It was a good kick too. Top of the square, disciplined kick, forward in front.
Oh, this could give them a little bit of a leaf if he kicks this. They'll be the last 3 goals to North, you know.
So first blood for the final term. David Hale, 7 goals 2.
As I say, they've kicked the last 2 goals in the 3rd quarter. They've kicked the first goal now the last quarter. Margin's only 4 goals.
He's going to have to kick 10 though.
Unless they find someone else. I like that handball of Jones.
Yeah, smart.
He's in the right spot. Put it out in front of Thomas, and you're right, Spud, the disciplined kick by Thomas. Didn't even try and have a shot.
Hale, recruited as a ruckman originally from Queensland. Must be thinking, how long's this forward line game been going on? It's not too bad, this.
How easy is this caper?
He's playing in game number 99. Up until today, he'd kicked 66 goals.
Have to go on the centre bounce and cop a knee in the chest.
Yeah.
Let's get it down to me, boys.
Seems to like playing against Geelong.
Well, what he's done today is he's played in front as well. We talk about Watt playing in front in defence.
I was a little bit off the ball here. Harvey and Gary Ablett.
The 2 29s going at it. The 2 Brownlow medal favourites. Corey. Oh, geez, good.
That's clever.
Varco kept it going. Bartel measures the pass. Lonergan almost. Bartel to help out. Oh, that is just a super handball to Selwood. He chips into the pocket. Not his best option that time.
When in doubt, get to the top of the square. Have a look at Ablett and Harvey here, just off the ball. Bit of frustration there.
This is better, though, by North. Just simply needs to turn around and go.
Just hit a target.
Oh, he's back on the play. That's just frustrating.
McMahon arrives, though. Did well. Forced the contest. Mackie for Geelong. Spills out the back. Selwood takes the body on. Bartel. Nice tackling, though, from North. Good pressure. And they hold it in.
How good was Selwood there? Took the pressure, won the ball, got tackled, and got a ball up.
Look, I reckon in that situation, Jesse Sinclair had players that had run laterally for him up the ground. He just turned his back on the play and went and kicked it down the line, which is not... It's actually what's been holding them back, I think, this afternoon, their lack of run.
Corey won the free kick. The advantage ends up with Ling to Burns.
No right foot.
Ablett. He's ran
too far.
He's run too far. He got him.
Well, he's got no right foot, Shannon Burns. At some stage, you have to give that either handball to Gary Ablett or get the ball onto his non-preferred, which is his right.
This is better, though. I like this.
Now, that's a good kick from Pratt because he saw that Wells was in a bit of space.
Get on. Get going up forward. Oh, gee, I thought it was a slow old handball.
Oops. Daniel Harris has fallen over.
2 bad handballs.
Selwood wraps him up. Was there prior opportunity? Umpire says no.
And instead of Hale having a situation where he's got a marking contest, 2 bad handballs, we've got a ball up on the wing.
Ottens will win it. He was looking for Selwood. Simpson pinches it.
That was a good give, little Simpson.
Harris goes back to Harvey.
They're winning some hard ball now, the North Melbourne team.
They need to
Corey
finish
Jones.
off with some skill. Chapman was saying it bounced, but Corey Jones has got the mark. North pressing here. They're making a charge.
He'll be looking for Hale, surely.
Oh, it's a terrible
It's
kick.
just as bad as it gets.
Well, that hurts.
They're kicking it to the Brownlow medalist. He's just standing there.
They've got some momentum here, North Melbourne, but they've got to use the ball correctly.
Corey over Pratt's head, and he goes back and takes a nice mark. Now, here it comes back. The rebound. Again, the kick just not quite to the target. Harding out in front of Sinclair. Knocks it forward. Kept his feet, but it comes back for Varco. And at the moment, North are pressing hard. They're working hard, but their skills are letting them down.
Well, North Melbourne are flooded back. That's why they'll have to lower their eyes here, Geelong.
They're just lifting a little bit here, though, North.
And he ends up with Enright in the end, who he made the error first and just gets it to Mooney, who just got off a block that time.
That's a magnificent kick. He looked up and there was North Melbourne players everywhere, and he just had the awareness. He made the correct decision is to hold the ball up and look for a lead, and he found Mooney.
It's actually
Look at him
a beautiful
searching.
kick.
Yep. Now Mooney's kicked 3. He's lining up for number 4 to join Chapman. And he does so. Geelong get the goal. So for all North Melbourne's hard work, it's been undone.
Well, that's the difference at the moment. Options. You've got Cameron Ling kicking 2. You've got Paul Chapman 4. You've got Ottens in the ruck pushing forward kicking 2. And, of course, you've got Cam Mooney kicking 4 goals too. Conversely, up the other end, David Hale, it's a one-man show up there with 7. So North Melbourne desperately needs someone else to step up and take the pressure off Hale.
And then another answering goal straight away here. Been good, Mooney, this afternoon. Worked really hard.
It's been a great duel.
It has.
Shannon Watt
Yeah, great.
has been outstanding as well, and that's a good old-fashioned full forward and full back going head-to-head.
9 marks, 4 goals 2 for Cam Mooney. Harvey slipped it to Harris. Sinclair's peeled off, and he's the target.
Play on.
Needs to look inside.
Yours.
Now Hale's coming. It's got to be 3 this time.
Oh,
Sensational!
That is outstanding. That is great play from Sinclair to kick the ball to space, but you just thought, well, Geelong defence.
How's he going to mark that?
And look, we're all getting excited. What did it look like at ground level, Rowan Smith?
Well, he's been fantastic. Hasn't he, David Hale? Like, I mean, he's just been sensational. As you spoke about before, 1 out in the goal square, but their back line, North Melbourne's back line has been sensational. Shannon Watt, Gibson, Ferrito, these players, they've just done a terrific job, obviously getting the ball into their forward 50 now.
Well, he's been great. He's been fantastic. I mean, this really does deserve a goal because that was a super mark against 3 defenders.
4 contested marks. Needs to finish now.
He's done that.
He's kicked it. 8 goals for David Hale in a lone hand up forward, but none better than that because that was a wonderful contested mark.
We saw Jess Sinclair look up and he saw Hale lead and thought, well, if I go to him, he's going to be outnumbered, but he is white hot. You just see Harris here. Gets the ball out to Jess Sinclair on the wing. Now he has a look for Hale and is thinking, well, he's got a lot of opponents around him, but I'll give you an option here. Look at the Geelong players. 3 flying, Harley in front, but Hale just too good.
Oh,
just
they're not
superb.
mugs. They're not mugs, those blokes that he's playing on.
They're all Australians.
As I say, 4 contested marks. When you're marking them inside 50, that is just an unbelievable effort.
So they hang in there, North Melbourne.
Well, they're winning some quality ball in the middle.
Their
some hard
intensity's
ball.
good. Ablett, though, just gets rid of Gibson. He got it from Bartel, and they go back to Prismal, back to Corey, who's 33 disposals already. Beautiful kick. Releases Steve Johnson. Hooks it back into the danger zone, but standing in the way, Lee Harding. Wells arrives too late on Ling, and Ling will take the free kick.
It was a risky, ambitious kick, really. Had to go 50 metres to Wells. He wasn't on his own.
He'll be patient here, Ling.
Yes. Running in short.
Eyes on the footy.
And at the back.
Numbers, Shannon Watt.
The bookends have been outstanding
Oh, yeah.
for North Melbourne today. Watt and Hale probably the two of the best players on the ground.
This is Harvey. Only Wayne Carey has had a better performance against Geelong for North Melbourne. Kicked 9 goals, 3. It's the second best performance by a North Melbourne player against the Cats.
There's an elite company there.
Yeah, Geelong, they do this well. They'll just slow it down. They see that North Melbourne have got their tails up. So we'll force them just to kick it long down the line, and then we'll outnumber them. I like this. They've got to take it on a bit. Even though that was a shocking kick. Don't quite like that bit.
Chapman.
It was the man in the mark. It was sensational.
Well, the idea was right. They needed to try and free up a runner.
Chapman spots a lead, and that's not what we expect from one of the best players in the competition.
Not one
Off
for
a
the
step.
ages.
No.
The last 2 kicks, were they?
Well, Harding in slow motion.
Now he's got a chance to get it back here.
Maybe the last 3 efforts weren't for the ages.
Well, it's been a very entertaining contest. Just delete the last minute.
What would you say Paul Chapman's chances of going back off one step trying to square a short pass up? I mean, he's 100 to 1. In fact, make it 1,000 to 1. He'll kick his 5th goal nearly from here. He's looking inside. Lonergan's going again for it.
Well, Lee Harding just confused himself there.
Go back and slot his 5th.
What about a comeback game?
Kicked 5 twice in his career, once against North Melbourne in the qualifying final last year. This to equal his best, and
His knee.
he's just hooked it. It's still alive, though, perhaps, for Geelong. No. So the Kangaroos are still within touch. They're 24 points down, but they're just risking a bit. Now Gibson's off. He's going to back himself.
It's all right.
Rawlings
Good
slips
running.
it to Harvey. That's better running. His kick out in front of Jones, who waited.
You get worried out of this.
Numbers, though, for Geelong. Hunt, Taylor, Ablett to Ling. Ablett will get it back. They're going backwards to Harley, but they maintain possession. Now Taylor with the kick to Steve Johnson.
Oh, they're out the other
Players
side of
on
the
the-
ground.
Oh, that's 50 metres.
Yeah, definitely 50. Look, you can understand what Michael Ferrito was trying to do because he knew there was a couple of free players for Geelong in the corridor. Unfortunately, transgressed, ran over the mark. Brady Rawlings was already on the mark for North Melbourne. You just see it here. Brady Rawlings is on the mark. There's Ferrito trying to block the corridor. Always 50.
He really just needed to go down alongside of...
Another 5 metres away.
I think it looks a bit sore.
Johnson from inside 50. Hooks it left. It gets through, though. It's a free kick off the play.
There's another free kick
It's going to be another shot
for Johnson
for Johnson. It's a goal will be paid to Johnson
against Brent Harvey.
against Ferrito.
Yeah, it was against Burrito, boys. I actually didn't see it, but the umpire's talking to him now.
This is unbelievable. In a
We'll have to
tight
have another
game.
look at it. But poor old Ferrito give the 50 away.
Cannot do it. Steve Johnson's kick.
So high drama here. Steve Johnson with a bit of a birthday present. Kicks the goal.
Just got to wait for the light. Okay, once the light goes, then you can have it.
There you go.
Well, what's it like
Turn
to
that
go for
light
him to
on,
get
Matty.
the footy? Flick a switch, please.
Can't find the button.
Now,
There's
There
the
we
light.
go.
It's on now.
oh, you are kidding me.
He told the umpire where to go.
Michael Ferrito coming off the ground.
Eyes on the footy.
I know you can't do it, but gee whiz. Giving him another free kick from the same spot.
Is it deja vu for Johnson, or it's going to the line?
All clear. All clear.
Well,
all clear.
that's probably a just result. I'm sorry, but I think that's the penalty's too harsh.
So Michael Ferrito is really frustrated. We see him on the phone to Dean Lane. He walked off the ground.
No, because
I don't think-
the centre circle.
I don't think he did a lot wrong.
Well, this is
Let's have a look. Here it is.
Yeah, he said he
Oh,
that's to the umpire.
talk back to the umpire.
Yeah, but
Should it be a kick in the middle of the ground?
it should be a ball up.
Well, no,
It
it
was a
should be a
goal.
free kick at the centre circle.
Exactly
shouldn't it?
right, in the
But that's-
centre circle.
But the umpire's correct in the rule.
The real, you might be right,
Well, I
but
think it's got to go back to the centre,
well,
Matty.
the penalty is too severe. If he had kicked the goal, then that would have just been shut the gate.
Yours.
Back to the action. Bartel hits it high. Mooney's coming. Mooney arrives.
Oh, it's a good kick, good mark. But there's no doubt, look, the free kick was probably there, but after a goal, the ball starts in the middle of the ground. Now, there's a free kick given against. Maybe he's just given the free kick from where he
Well, that's
transgressed.
exactly what he did. But
Yeah.
Maybe the umpire's right.
2 more metres,
But
mate.
in the context of the game, North Melbourne were pressing. They were trying to make a real contest of it. All of a sudden, Geelong are out to a 37-point lead. No, Mooney's let them off the hook a bit. He's missed. So still plenty of chat going on between the players and the umpires. Some of the North Melbourne players just a bit confused as to how that happened. But what they've got to do now is forget about that and work hard.
Geelong have had nearly 100 more possessions in North Melbourne today.
And the inside 50s, 33 to 58.
You're not going to win too many games with 33 inside 50s against Geelong. So they've been reasonably efficient when they've actually got it in there. Just haven't got it in enough.
This is Rawlings for North on the outer side, heading up the line. Thompson came, but the spoil was there, and it was from Josh Hunt. Lindsay Thomas, I should say, and he just gets up a little bit ginger with that right AC joint. See Lindsay Thomas there. And it just fell awkwardly. From the throw-in, Corey, who had a very quick spell on the bench, is back out there.
The game's been played in Geelong's forward half. That goes without saying. 58 inside 50 to 34. Northern had an extra player back, but unfortunately they've attacked from 40 metres out from Geelong's goal all day.
McIntosh wins it. Back to Harris from one step. Gets plenty on the ball. Right to the line. That's close.
Good goal.
That's a goal to Harris, is it?
Yeah, completely. All clear.
One goal, Daniel Harris. Cat fans not happy because they thought it was a mark. Well,
Now,
Find a perfect look, marks it over the line.
the actual field umpire has given that a goal, basically. She actually asked the question, the goal umpire actually asked the question whether it was over the line. He had a perfect view. The umpire said, let's have a look. Where's his view? I want to see where he's positioned.
there's Taylor.
I think it was over the line.
It looked it, but
Still a bit of 50-50 job, I
there was a
reckon.
quick nod from the goal umpire there, wasn't there? Like, that's a goal.
She asked the question. I don't think she was all that sure.
But what was the nod for then?
Sure what that nod was for, but she said, I didn't. Yeah, what do you think? The field umpire, which is unusual. But anyway, very handy goal to North.
It's all happening in this last quarter.
Still hanging in there, North, to their credit.
Here's Selwood. He got it from Ablett. And everybody started running forward, and he just chipped it over the top to Joel Corey.
Oh, mine.
Not his best entry inside the forward 50. Mooney, first to it. They hang off him, so he decides to kick to the square. Johnson arrives, doesn't matter. Ottens is there first.
Too big, too strong, and too mobile.
And they have all the answers.
Well, Scotty Thompson, normally a halfback flanker, playing on Brad Ottens. Been a good move from Mark Thompson, starting Brad Ottens where he started his career, down in the full forward line. Kicked the first goal, lining up now for his third goal in his 200th game.
Ablett to the bench.
But there are a few blokes who are not looking forward to carrying him off the ground at the end. He's a big man.
Just Daniel, it's right here, please.
Off to bring out some past players, Liam.
Well, Spud couldn't make it for halves today. He was doing his commentary work. He might get down there. He used to coach Brad.
Goal to Ottens. His third. Geelong. Another answering goal. So even though we're seeing North Melbourne press, we're seeing them hang in there, they always answer with the next goal, don't they?
They certainly do. And he's the glue, Brad Ottens. Start of the year, didn't play the first half of the season, just about. I think their form's gone to another level since Ottens has come back into the fray, not only pushing forward, but the ruck work. And they're getting cleaner ball out of the middle. That's not taking anything away from the youngster in Mark Blake, but Ottens is such an important weapon. Look at that, 3 kicks, 12 handballs, 4 marks, and his hit-outs have been sensational also, 3 goals.
Back in the middle. Harris worried out of it by Corey. He has been absolutely scintillating, Corey.
Had 36 touches, Joel Corey.
And a lot of them inside too.
Well, I'll give you his numbers. 9 clearances, Joel Corey.
Rook got it from Enright, and now he's going to hit it long again. Where's Mooney and Ottens? Got to beat a couple. Ball spills out, alive for Geelong. Good attack on the footy from Power.
That's fantastic from Power. Just about KO'd in the second quarter. Wasn't his best.
No, not a good kick. It's going to come back pretty quickly. Burns hooks it around. This time Ferrito standing in the way. Now Corey Jones on his own. No one really to kick to. Kicks it out in front of Hanson. Mackie got there first. Happy to see it over.
Your side, Jonesy.
Just over 6 minutes remaining. Margin 32 points. Blake won that one easy.
Hang on, falling forwards.
Hard to get free there. That's holding the ball.
As soon as you drag the ball in. Enough said.
Yep. Joel Selwood, his 27th disposal.
Got Ottens again.
Varco. Wanted Mooney, though, on the lead. Kept it in.
Got Ottens on Ferrito.
Well, missed the target there, but good tackling from Rook. Holding the ball.
Yeah,
Advantage paid.
What is going on with the advantage rule today?
Why not? I mean, that's a simple advantage. It's twice.
What is going on? It's more than twice.
No, twice goals.
It's a real grey area of our game, the advantage rule. I'm never quite sure. You can hear the Geelong crowd. They're obviously not sure. They're up in arms.
But now,
It's too grey, the area for me.
now, it's not great. This really, Spud. I mean, that's an advantage. You can see that.
He's in the play. He's the first person to the ball.
I know it's not grey what we saw there, but it's obviously grey
the
in the
rule.
umpire's
Oh, no doubt.
to adjudicate it.
Yeah.
So Max Rook from just inside 50, right behind him. He needs it to curl around. Is it coming for him? It is. Net result, 1 goal. And they're home free at the moment. They're starting to feel as though that their work is done.
17 goals, 7 different goal scorers. North Melbourne, unfortunately, 12 goals, and they've only got 5. With Hale kicking 8. So they've just got options all over the ground, and especially a half-back line.
He's basically asking, Jimmy Bartell's asking the umpire why he didn't pay the advantage there. He said, well, if he misses it, we look silly. Well, that's the whole idea of the advantage rule. That's, the player's still got to kick the goal. You don't give them the goal.
'Cause it's an easier shot on the run.
It was a
You're not
much
kicking
easier
over the man of the mark.
A much easier shot than the one that Rook had to put through.
I think that's a very good, it's a very good point, Liam. I think that little conversation should be replayed. And so, well, hang on, there's a lot of people that disagree with that thought process.
Interpretation.
Yeah. All three of us do. Not that anyone pays any attention to what I think, but it's I'm just a bit confused, but it's in right.
I do, Matty.
Thanks, Denny. Geelong comfortable now as they're inside the last 5 minutes.
With all respect, due respect to you, Matthew, I think the North Melbourne supporters out there would rather Matthew Campbell, their little footballer out there today. They've missed him.
Yeah, they certainly have, haven't they?
Joel Corey is a machine. He's 37 now.
Mackie.
Mind you, Geelong had a couple of pretty handy players out as well today. Little Stokes.
Kelly and Stokes pulling out, yeah.
This is where they start to rack the numbers up. Scarlett will be the next one they use here.
Yes. Just burning some time.
Well, they've just got to man up now, North Melbourne.
They don't man up.
This is the 10th week in a row, boys, that Geelong
Have a great
have
kick
kicked 404 disposals. Had 404.
We're going to get a lot more before the game's over. Lonigan's on the end of the Hunt pass.
5 years ago, if you got 400, it was like 1 out of 5 years.
It was Christmas.
Yeah, they've had now 10 in a row.
Well, they just trust themselves and their skill levels so much that and they want to include everyone in this sort of stuff as well. They want to give everyone a possession, try and help their mate get a kick, and that's why they're so good. That's why they've lost 2 games in 2 years, basically.
And it's not as if their possessions are all in the back half. They've had 61 inside 50s again, so the possession's always going forward. Great to watch.
They're getting plenty of possessions here, but I mean, this is just, they're just controlling the tempo.
Yeah, but 5
The
years
game's
ago,
over.
5 years ago, 400 possessions, people say, oh, gee, they're holding it up, they're flooding, they're getting back. Geelong have set a new benchmark with the way they play.
When we assess this game, and we'll just look purely at the numbers, you will say Geelong should have won this game clearly by 10 goals. North will go away with some positives, and they'll think, all right, well, we were able to get within 6 or 7 goals. We had XYZ players down. We had half as many inside 50s, so we're a chance. But realistically, Geelong, I reckon, have still got some real improvement to do after today.
Well, I've had to attack from this area of the ground all day from the half-back line because Geelong are always on the front foot.
Sinclair's got it now. Hale was a bit too far up the field for him, so he kicks it long. Numbers for Geelong, but at the back, not paid. Thomas, the crummer, screws it around and kicks the goal.
Good passage of play. Tried hard, Lindsay Thomas. Kicked the 2 goals. You get a lot of front and squares probably today because they've only got inside their forward 35 times, and out of those 35, Hales clunked 8. So it didn't come to the ground a lot.
Which is near a mark, this.
That
I
was
thought
a
it was
mark.
paid to Henson.
That was
Should have
definitely a
been.
mark.
Yeah. But anyway, they got the goal. So a lot of disposals there for Geelong, moving it around, but North Melbourne get the goal.
And the positive is Hamish McIntosh.
Yep.
He's one of the better players in the competition before he hurt his knee, so hopefully he pulls up really well. Another game under his belt leading into the finals.
From
Look
the
at that.
clearance,
Look at
big,
that.
strong tackle.
Now,
Thank you.
those 2 blokes that put the tackle on then, they bashed poor Brady Rawlings. Well, Corey and Bartel, they've both had 37 possessions each, and it's 2 minutes to go in the game, and they're still putting on those sort of fierce tackles.
Here's Varco breaking
hungry.
away. Still wants a goal. Screws it back inside. Hard one to read off the bounce. Ablett. Chapman, he just flipped it out to him, didn't he? Yeah. Chapman from inside 50, squaring it up, floats forward. Pratt with the punch. Here's Ling lurking. Got a bad bounce. Simpson. Power over the top. Ferrito.
Got the corridor here.
Yeah, they've got control of it, and Pratt looks up, sees McMahon's in a heap of space, missed the target. Out came Josh Hunt, but somehow it spills back to Thomas. Hunt kept going, worried him out of it. Rebound footy coming. Taylor spots Ling, and Ling wants to hold it up.
Not a bad day for a tagger, Cameron Ling. Coming up for disposal 29, he's kicked 2. Harvey's only had the 22.
He's taken run with playing to another level in the last 18 months, Cameron Ling.
Shannon Burns into the pocket, and he found Max Rook, who's kicked the goal from the very similar spot earlier on in this quarter.
He's had, I think, 4 or 5 top 3 best and fairest finishes in the last 4 or 5 years for Geelong, Cameron Ling. Look at those stars in the team.
Recruited from the Geelong Falcons as a smallish mid-range forward.
I was playing when he was recruited, Danny. He was recruited as a porker. Basically, he was a little chubby full
Is
forward.
that a new position?
And he's gone and got himself this fit that he can play like this. Unbelievable player.
Not going to make the distance.
That's his best.
Varco might clean it up. Didn't take possession. North in trouble still. And a rush behind from Thompson.
That tells the tale, that position there. Under pressure, they're always out the back, North, because of the absolute supreme pressure Geelong put on the ball carrier. You talk about their talents and their ability to win the ball, but it's also their ability to put pressure on the opposition when they get the ball.
I like how they just keep working to their structures. It doesn't matter what the state of the game is. Now, the game's shot to pieces, obviously. They've still got the same setup with their zone. Blokes are still guarding the right areas. Everyone's trying to find a man. Very, very disciplined team. It'll take a pair of birding come finals time, we'd reckon.
Margin is 33 points.
Well, leading into the game, this was to be the supreme challenge of the North Melbourne club, but Geelong have been far too good. There's Brad Otton's playing his 200. He's had a great day, kicking 3.
And in the end, what North Melbourne have found out is where they're at.
Yep.
That's exactly that. They've found out that Geelong, apart from the margin being 33 points, they've still got a bit of work to do. You've got to keep them under pressure for the entire time.
Well, the difference in the ladder tells you Geelong are about a 6 or 7 game better team.
Yep.
That's why they're on top. That's why they,
yes.
yeah, they're 20 wins, 1 loss. North Melbourne are fighting for 4th with 12 and a half wins. So they're a long way off Geelong at the moment. But they were competitive for a time today, although I think Geelong had another gear if needed.
They had an honourable loss, really, like 64 inside 50s to North Melbourne 36. They've had 96 more disposals. So that normally equates to a 10 or a 12 goal victory, but to their credit, They've been absolutely outstanding, and it led the way today by Brad Ottens pushing forward as we go down to Rowan Smith with the 200 game of Brad Ottens.
Well, Brad, North Melbourne came into the game with some really good form. You knew they were always going to take it up to you.
Yeah, they're just a gutsy team. They guts every game out, and they've been in some great form. So we knew they were going to come out pretty strong, and we sort of knew if we played the way we wanted to play, we were pretty confident we could beat them. But yeah, they came out pretty hard.
1 week to go, and then finals. Are you better placed now than what you were last year, do you think?
Oh, I think it's pretty similar. I mean, it's much the same sort of position, I suppose. But a few guys just come in today, which is handy, and got pretty much the full side. So yeah, we're in a pretty good spot, I think.
You just said it. A few players coming back in, full side to pick from. It's a pretty good position to be in this time of year.
Yeah, that's right. It's handy to have those guys, Chappie and Dasher and Scarlo, come back, and yeah, it's a good spot. We're looking pretty strong, so we've just got to keep our heads down now and just keep working.
It's actually pretty handy too, you ruckman, being a ruckman with such a great midfield as well.
Our midfield's been pretty solid all year. Joel Corey and Lingy and Jimmy and those guys, Selwood, they're all pretty tough to match up on. So hopefully we can keep that form going.
Well, Brad, congratulations on your 200th game today, mate. Well done. Go and enjoy it.
Yeah,
Wonderful team performance again by Geelong. They have now won 20 out of their 21 games. That game against Collingwood is just an absolute aberration, isn't it?
You don't know how that happened. Seriously.
It was an outstanding win by Collingwood, but this is one of the greatest teams of all time. There's no doubting that whatsoever, because they are a disposal winning machine. 424 disposals, 96 more disposals than North Melbourne.
Every time they've had the big challenge, take away the aberration against Collingwood, every time it's been the big challenge. The Hawthorn game they lifted. I don't think they played anywhere near their best, but they're still good enough to win.
Yep.
Bulldogs come down here full of spirit and full of hope, and they got smashed by 10. North Melbourne, the next challenger, bring the next one on, bring the next one on. I think the more challenges they get, the better they are.
And Stokes and Kelly out of the team today, and they didn't miss a heartbeat. And they're going to be great inclusions coming in.
Tell you what, here we go, Sputter.
Got a big Mackie underneath to pick him
Obviously
up.
those boys have got strong legs, because he's got a good head on his shoulders, Brad. Very smart boy.
He was wonderful this afternoon. Again, they won the House Geelong 49 to 20. 49 to 23, and the clearance was 43 to 25. Centre square was 17-11 over at Geelong. Didn't have a bad play today, Geelong.
Outstanding for Brad Ottens.
Congratulations, Brad Ottens, 200 games. Congratulations, Geelong. The perfect record here at Skilled Stadium for 2008 intact. A wonderful win by this wonderful team. The final margin, 33 points.